now the Verisol on the side on Photon completely denies that engage, and then Quad hits the snipe. So beautiful stuff from the FlyQuest carries there to basically take out Photon right at the beginning. And then you have the chase attempt through where it does get dicey because with Gakkos and Griffin so deep onto FBI, Palfox does go into the back line and flashes as well to at least take out the two carries here. They get Quad and he gets low enough Masu here that you can finish him off. So at the very least they do take out the Kobo Kanaeru so they don't lose but still losing more and more ground each one.
I thought Masu played that fight brilliantly. I mean, you called out the Chains of Corruption. He also, as they pop that Sin United in the backline FBI, he sidesteps the taunt and Masu nails him with a piercing arrow, puts him incredibly low, and is able to flash Scamper Divide at the same time. So really playing these fights out well. Masu definitely a standout here.
Lumayan lah, belum jago tapi lumayan lah kayak.
Yeah, I will try to hit.
Masih belum bisa rotate.
That's what we're talking about. I mean, especially, you know, if you're flying in, you're trying to go for a trade. Well, it's like FBI said, no one can hurt Sion except the Azir, but if the Azir is always flying into the back line, he's not there to do the damage.
I also like that this comms, listen, and updates our story that we were talking about FBI's growth, that we showed all of the quotes from his former coaches that were on that coach's podcast. You guys are very calm, you know, just calling out the win cons here. Hey, a friendly reminder, you're the one that's going to have to work through this Sion.
Tapi pengen
a bunch of armor from the early game, so it's going to be pretty hard for...
Masih main Serat sama Vigar. Aku main Serat, Vigar, Lux. Kemarin nyoba apa ya? Aku tuh banyak nyoba sih, aku nyoba.
They are one fight away from losing this game. They've got to stay locked in. The series would end if they do fall in this second game. FlyQuest now.
Aku nggak tahu namanya tapi aku tahu
Titanic Hydra has been completed for Gakko, so now the Sion actually has some damage.
Oh, aku
so
bisa
just apa sih? If he runs past the Azir
onto
this Jhin, he is going to be a problem. This is Masu on his carry stats. Has been very good for FlyQuest, and we obviously highlighted them in their 2v2 quite a lot so far this split, but really showing up in a big way in that last team fight on the Varus, and I think he's been a big part of the success when FlyQuest is having it.
Yeah, that, his gameplay as well as his leadership, we keep getting interviews and talking about him wanting to take on a bigger leadership role because he is one of the elder members on the team despite being so young.
He's like 20.
He's a well, veteran maybe. But
that's elder when you're surrounded by, you know, Griffin and Cryogen and
all the Gen Z.
Yeah.
They certainly are. The youngest, in fact, that we do have, and the youngest team out here looking at 2-0 over Dignitas. But this game's still very, very close. The gold lead is not the biggest of deals. It's about these epic objectives. Our next team fight will just break everything. We've got Dragon Soul coming very, very soon in just under 2 minutes here. And with Baron on the map at the same time. That can wrap up the entire thing. We're almost 40 minutes in. It's all about the big plays now. Death cap completed for Palafox. You gotta be the one to be able to
For real.
That is a huge buy for Palafox. He was just sitting on the one NLR and now
right now. Yes,
that
as you
full
can see
buy.
here.
Photon takes a ton of damage. That was just the Titanic proc off of a ward. Did about 20% of Photon's health there. Gakko's very tanky. Level 19. Actually took so much free damage there from Masu. As he tried to get in. Griffin slowly working down this Baron, but that is going to take forever for him to kill.
It's going to be really chill, guys.
Okay,
we're just
backup and available, but look
hanging
at
out
Dignitas. They're
here.
constantly getting poked as they try to walk in. Ignar is incredibly low now, 20%, sidesteps that damage coming in from Quad, but he's going to have to potentially go back from base, and now the Baron is in danger of just getting knocked down. Dignitas can't even find a way in. Griffin's still just tanking this up. FlyQuest pushed them back, beautifully secured.
And
it's been a week. I took a rest for a week.
Full tank Shen and his little pet here, while the rest of the team
slow and steady wins the race.
Is doing poke damage. Gets the job done, and honestly, that was faster and steady than I thought it was going to be.
I got drowned by Hatsukoi by my own song because I need to check
medium speed
the submission
for him and his pet damage working out quite nicely for
the Hatsukoi competition.
Because it allows your damage
I haven't
members
finished
to do
check
poking
them
and
all,
to push
but
off the enemy team the whole time.
I think
so
I'm halfway.
they're not necessary to pump all their spells into the Baron while you're doing it that way. FBI
Takes one arrow there from Masu, and he is sent back. Ignar getting hit hard. XU and Palafox still looking for a flank. Palafox going to try to go for a big play, potentially here once again. Photon coming in, but he has no Narbar whatsoever. Ignar is incredibly low, and Ignar has to flash back to safety, running away. As XU goes in, pops the pressing guard, and it's a deletion of Masu. It's all up to Quad now. Palafox playing it slower, trying to go forward. He flashes in. He looks for Quad, but Quad flashes on the wall, and now XU is getting knocked down. Gakko's finally going to be finished off. Dignitas already in the fight, but Quad on the side trying to make it happen here. Quad and Griffin have got to get out of there. They've got to get back to base. They are the only two members alive, but Ignar has found Griffin, and they're going to try to chase him down. The Deadly Flourish comes in. Palafox has arrived. Griffin is going to be killed off. Quad is going to get back to base, so it won't be a game ender, but it is a big-time play, a big-time fight for Dignitas, as they should eventually be able to get the Shen.
Yeah, and they should be able to get the Dragon Soul as well.
Stand United, stand United. He's out!
He's out, but they lose the soul. You lose a huge objective. With how long these fights...
Wait, it's going down slow. Can he get there in time? Griffin's running straight for it. They're going to try to burst it.
He has flash!
He has flash. He can actually go for this here. He doesn't have the vision yet. He's going to taunt in. He sees it getting low. They can pull off it. Quad is trying to help him finish, but he's forced to flash back defensively. Photon pushes him out.
Oh, with how long these fights are, Ocean Soul can do so much work in these extended fights. Dignitas, never say it's over if Dig are still breathing.
Was that just the fourth shot from the curtain call from FBI? Because Masu got exploded. Ignar going to get caught out here. They're going to look for a pick onto him. He's taunted up, does pop the unstoppable force. He's trying to survive here. Looking to just try to back up, but he's getting CC down. Palafox again going into the back line, but this time he is hit by Masu. He is hit by Quad. Palafox still surviving on the side. It's a level 20 Gnar looking for the flank. It's XU in the middle of the entire team. It's Masu standing and fighting with a double kill. It's a GA being popped. It's FlyQuest with blinking health bars, but everyone is still alive. Again, Dignitas go for the big play. FBI flashes in, gets hit by the crushing maw. He takes him out. FlyQuest against all odds, win the fight against the Ocean Soul. Dignitas crumbles under the pressure. They tried to go for too much, and they are going to regret that one big time.
First of all, what are these Hui shields? These are massive Hui shields, and FlyQuest, they are going to stay strong despite the Ocean Soul to finish it 2-0.
I cannot believe it. FlyQuest, it looked like they were out of this game, but Dignitas tried to go too far, look for the big play, and FlyQuest outplay him in the fight once again and will take the series 2-0.
And Masu hit the last Q onto Palafox to snipe him after he was trying to get out after going for the Azir ult onto Quad. Masu and Quad able to snipe him, not let him escape from going for that play, and turns it into a FlyQuest victory. What a back and forth game that was.
That was crazy. I'm going to be honest though, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Dignitas didn't just slow it down. We even heard them talking about it in the comms replay. When you have Ocean Soul, just do nothing but hit frontline as long as you're not getting one shot by the Varus and Quad. You can't really lose the fight with the addition of that Ocean Soul. So I feel like they just had to slow it down. But they kept feeling like they saw a big angle, you know, looking for the Emperor's Divide, looking for a big engage, and FlyQuest outplay him when it matters most in this fight. It is a 2-0 win here for FlyQuest, and Dignitas unfortunately remains winless, can't take a series, and today can't even take a game after two very competitive ones and a second one where it felt like they were in the driver's seat.
Baru bangun lagi, belum tidur, kocak.
That one got me excited. I'm sure it got all the fans excited. Let's take a listen in, Emily, and see if we got Quad excited.
All right, the casters told me the first thing I need to ask you is how excited are you after that win?
Feels pretty good, but we still make some mistakes, so I think we need to still practice a lot.
BTW yang bilang
I was gonna say some of those late game team fights got very chaotic. So talk me through, especially after that initial team fight mistake where it did look like Dig were going to be able to come back. Talk me through how you guys kind of brought it back and settled down.
Gitu, ngerti gak sih komen-komen gitu?
I think overall this game, every team fights, they need to find out flank
judulnya tuh
or
watch
engage on us.
party, bukan aku
But I think some
ngecaster,
fight they really
komentator,
could engage
jadi
on,
kayak
like
ngotak
Shinja,
ya.
like flash into just one shot
Ngotak
of
ya,
our
guys.
Masu. That was really scary. I thought we could lose like that, but and then we just lose the game. But I think next fight we did really well. Just going to mid and then keep poking, don't get flanked, and then keep poking, and then protect me and Masu. So yeah, it was pretty good last fight.
Yeah, there was another earlier fight as Dig were trying to kind of split the map and do Baron. You landed like a really crucial fear onto Palfox to kind of win that, and that really turned the tide in your favor. So talk me through that fight and just this Hui pick overall.
I think we have
I like when you roll your R.
So I think they.
I mean, that's how us
I can be
Indonesian
just scaling gem like
roll
Hui
our
and then
R.
long range into Azure. So that's why I pick Hui. And then I don't know why Masu tried to look
Wait,
Naru
Kobo
on
is
bot
very much
when
cosplay.
bot-
Bro.
Honestly, I didn't say anything.
I
so
don't
that's
want
also a problem
to
too.
block
So we get bottom for free, but we
screen.
killed 3 people, right? Yeah, I mean, so to be fair, we killed 3 people. Yeah.
What is it like? The last question I kind of want to ask is, obviously, you're like kind of the older veteran leadership on this team. This team still seems very chaotic. I was listening to you guys. You're very, very loud. What is it like kind of stepping into that leadership role?
I want to play League.
I mean, we have a lot of kids, so I want to stay calm, and then I want to be a good leader. So I try to sleep well because every day is so tired. Because they talk a lot. Also, they call my name for no reason. I don't know why they might come like quad, and they say just random things. So too tired. Just I wanna take just good sleep.
All
right, well, get out of here. Get some good sleep. Thank you so much for catching up. On the other side of the break, we will have Cloud9 taking on Shopify Rebellion.
I'm going to level 30 in no time, guys. Have you tried TFT, Kobo? Not yet. I think. Wait, I need to close the browser first. They haven't started the stream yet for C9 NSR. And now it's easier to level up. Yoka. Is it used too hard to grind level on League? Berapa giga ya? Nggak tahu lagi, aku download game aja. Valorant lagi kapan? Ya, aku tuh Valorant ya, aku main. BTW nih ya, aing teh ngomongin Valorant pas match-nya udah selesai nih, disclaimer. Udah begitu, ini Valorant masih satu keluarga, masih sama-sama Riot Game ya, biji. Jadi nih kalau ada yang kayak, kok bahasa Valorant? Dengerin ya biji-biji. Ini emang nggak masalah itu, bro. Biji. Jeff, aku tuh main Valorant. Kan mengincar platinum ya dari kemarin. Kalian last stream. Last stream Valorant tuh. It was about like going to platinum, like the title. Something like that lah. Right? And then I'm just like at gold 3 until now. And then my friend was like, "Oh, isn't the rank gonna be reset like in 4 days?" I was like, "Shit, am I stuck in gold 3?" And I tweet about like, I fell asleep, right? And then I canceled my plan for yesterday night stream for playing Valorant. No, I mean actually for work. And then after work, I play Valo. But like, red, green, red, green. So I'm stuck. But I had fun playing with my friends. This week I got a rest and I played Valo a lot. I played League as well. A lot of League and Valo. and I even reviewing the Hatsukoi submission while I'm playing League. Iya turun nih ya. Turun nggak ya? Turun nggak ya? Kayaknya nih. Ini 2-0 kan? It's 2-0. Right, their score. So it's supposed to be finished, isn't it? Anjir, ini dia bro. Di sini kok, lanjut di sini kok.
Welcome to our second series, Shopify Rebellion versus Cloud9. As we see Cloud9 arriving, they still refuse to do the clown car, which I know I bring this up every time, but
where's
like,
the rest of them?
One of these days, you know, they need to just pretend that they're like all cycling through. It'd be funny.
Where are the rest of Cloud9? Get out of the car!
Bedanya kenapa?
Yeah.
Aku kayak
what am I doing to criticize you when you put your shades on?
Kapan hari tuh
dare you.
dari apa sih? Bang LCS tuh ngomong ngasih tahu kalau milih Kobo tuh
sunglasses.
They look beautiful. You need the
bukan milih Kobo sih, lebih ke apa ya bahasanya.
Anyway,
Ntar aku buka lagi.
going into this matchup, I think we all can agree very heavily C9 favored. Shopify Rebellion, though, they've been putting together some good early games.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean, just like
the problem is,
I was about to say,
as we can see, their goal difference at 15 of all teams in the LCS first.
Yeah.
And I would like to attribute a large portion of that to one of the players, a main player on that team. Obviously, junglers have a very big influence on early game.
Yes.
But Contracts has had some really, really good pop-off games. And throughout his career, everyone's come to know when he has these extremely good snowball ones. You know, Energy had some really famous ones, especially against G2. But he's done that throughout his career over a long period. Some of them, obviously, then he also has ones that are
streaming
not
itu
that
emang
good
sengaja
with snowballing, but look
dipilih
at
dari
these stats so
berbagai
far,
level,
man.
dari
Yeah,
yang
I
masih
mean,
newbie
he's
sampai yang
really
udah
like
pro.
feeling himself right
Biar
now.
bisa
and
nyampe
he
ke
has
berbagai
been-
tipe
He has
penonton
been
lo.
this engine for their early
Terus
game,
itu
right?
aku
I was
langsung
actually
kayak,
really pleasantly surprised by a lot of
Jadi
the stats
itu.
for Contracts when I
Aku
was
pikir kayak
like,
nyasar
looking
gitu
them up.
kan.
I didn't think they'd be this
Soalnya
good,
kayak,
especially since they have struggled to get
Saya saja
wins.
sudah sampai punya Riot
Being
Gun Buddy
third
nih
in
bro.
KDA still of all junglers, I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in this
Tapi
team
aku
only
juga
because of basically the stats
Aku
that we're
juga
seeing,
nggak, apa sih,
a
aku
lot of it
kayak,
is driven by Contracts looking mid
pengen-
quite a few times. And at
pengen
least in
ngelakuin
the last couple series
watch
that we've
party
been
ini
seeing,
karena
that's really unlocked
ya aku
Zinni
tertarik
to
sama
play a
gamenya
lot
juga
better.
gitu loh.
I felt like their 2v2 has been a lot stronger. And so even when the
Jadi
games are
sebenarnya
getting really
kayak
hectic
tau
and
gak
back
sih
and forth,
kayak
especially in the
aku
Lions
ngebaca
series,
beberapa
we're like,
fans,
ooh, they
enggak
have
semuanya,
angles.
tapi kayak
I just
beberapa
need to
fans
see
aku yang
more
kayak
from the side lanes, top lane
mungkin
and bot
aku
lane
tahu
in
niatnya
particular.
tuh
So
ngingetin
like that's
kayak
one point
lain
of,
kali
I think, growth
kalau
of the team.
misalnya
The second one
nggak mampu handle
You have a draft
atau
for
kayak
us, yeah.
So
apa
I
sih
want to talk about their
Go.
draft
Nggak
here
mampu
because
handle
this is
kayak
the game that they had, game 2.
nggak ngerti gamenya
Maybe a little bit.
apa,
Go back on that side of the chair.
itu nggak usah diterima. Aku kayak
This is them
anjir
going
gue
up
terima
against
ini
Lion.
karena gue
The
pengen
biggest
ngerti
question mark that I
gamenya
have
anjing
here
gitu.
is going to be the
Jadi
back.
kayak
Now, in a
Kobokers
situation where you're playing
tendang
back,
juga nih.
I want you to be able to have high burst damage, single target,
Sedikit
something that
gatal.
you can focus on. Maybe if they had the buy, maybe they had something that's like you
Jadi
can
kayak,
fight front to back. Lot
apa sih
easier.
rasanya?
I like that. Also,
Kayak
really
aku
don't
tuh yang
like
kayak
it when you're going
excited
up
untuk
against
kayak
a Lulu. I think it's
akhirnya
really
boleh. Soalnya
tough
aku kan
for you to
pemain
get
MOBA
basically,
juga kan. I'm a
you know,
MOBA
when
player,
he's
so
playing
I was
with, Diego,
excited
get a
for
possession. If you can get a reset, that's
learning
fantastic. I didn't really
this
like,
too
Vex in this
because I
position,
play Wild Rift
and
as
we
well
really saw it
kan.
struggle. In this game, in this position,
So that's why I accepted the
the
offer, like for watch party. So okay, it's just a watch party, it's casual. There's no briefing at all.
Your Jarvan, so it's like even though someone,
But like some
Zinni
fans,
has a lot of
not
creative
all
picks
fans,
that you can
not
play around,
not that many, but like
not
my
in
fans
this specific
were
game,
like,
it didn't work.
Not this pick.
He is now what, 0
Apa bahasa
and 4 on
Inggrisnya ya?
Vex in particular.
Soalnya
But
mereka
let's
tuh
pray
wordingnya
that
tuh
if you're
kayak
getting another
lain
Vex
kali
out
kalau
there and you get that one dub,
ngingetin
then it
gitu,
happens
ngingetin
for the better draft.
in positive
Dude,
way
I
gitu.
wanna
Cuman
see
kayak
people use some
aku
creative
gitu
random
aja.
picks. You know?
Itu kayak
Let's
nyindir
draft
aku
around
gitu
it a
kayak
little bit better. That's my
mau.
hope.
Okay,
And I'm
okay,
hearing
Aku
in my
tertarik
ears
sama gamenya.
that we're ready for a draft in my
Ngerti
mind.
gak sih
So let's
maksudnya?
take this over to Flowers. Flowers, take it away.
I don't know how to say it in English.
Thank you very
Be
much,
minds.
Lounge, and welcome back to the LCS, everybody. I'm Captain Flowers, joined by Jat for this one, and it's time for a best of 3 between C9 and Shopify.
Tapi terus aku lihat ada kata-kata yang kayak pokoknya ada orang yang ngomongin kayak
315 days.
300, that is 50
menurut
shy of
opini
a
dia,
full year. It sounds like C9
di POV
has to
Kobo
be
tuh
ready
kalau
to
lagi
take
war
these boys
itu
down.
bukan di POV Kobo tapi dia dari apa sih sepengetahuan dia gitu, dia beropini kalau dari mata newbie war di pokoknya war gitu ya, mau di league atau di game apapun, kalau kita nggak ngerti gamenya terus mereka war, kita tuh nggak ngerti kayak di layar kita tuh cuman kayak ini ngapain ini, kayak ada skill sana sini, kayak our brain cannot process bro as a newbie. Terus kayak aku ngebaca itu kayak iya lagi. Makanya ini lagi war tuh aku cuman kayak wah keren, GG banget weh Kestun. Udah kak, aku nggak tahu apa yang terjadi di layar tuh, aku cuman kayak ya keren lah. Semangat tim. Iya lagi. That's a fake Kobokobo's. No, actually they I know they trying to remind me in a good way, but it's just it's just funny for me. I took it funny.
A little bit more with the Rise and the Rumble band out and the Lucian to round everything out. C9 with that first pick, I would not be surprised. Yep, there you go, Varus locked in.
Yeah, in lieu of the
Bang Kobo, bangke, kenapa sih jam segini bisa komen di channel Kobo Kanaeru bangke? Emangnya bangke tidak tidur bangke?
And in this series they're prioritizing the Varus. So I feel like there's been a shift in scrims this past week.
Seenggaknya kamu sempat bertanya ke kita juga. Kayaknya itu deh yang pihak LCS tuh pengen yang pelonga-pelonga anjir. Pengen watch party, ada yang watch party yang serius, yang sweaty. Ada watch party yang analitik banget nih. Ada watch party yang caster banget nih. Ada watch party yang plenger.
Makes sense. Contracts taking that as his number 1 AD jungle,
Yeah,
likely to just be traded back for another AD jungle with Blabber Jarvan, which is a little scary in the past, but something we did mention with the 3 bans that Shopify had, what is not included in the Oriana, Karma, Seraphine bans that is normally a ban against C9? I think we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, this is always exciting when we get it. It's the signature champion for APA. It always works out well, and now it's getting replaced by Annie.
So, for what it's worth, Ziggs into Ezreal's not that good. You want to be able to pick Ziggs. I mean, if you're APA, you can probably just pick Ziggs whenever. That's my problem with pivoting over to Annie, which is another champion that I have just been very
Vestia Zeta.
whelmed by in North America. I feel like
kalian emang
the
jadi
big
pengen main
selling points of this champion have not
Liga
been
Legenda.
realized on the stage, and it's just not living up to the reputation it's supposed to have. Whereas APA Ziggs,
apakah
every
penonton
time he
Kobo yang
breaks it
sedang
out,
menonton
even if they
sekarang
lose
pengen
the
bermain
game,
Liga
his
Legenda
individual
karena
performances
Kobo
are almost always
streaming
standout.
LCS Liga
So
Legenda?
I'm of course going to be a little bit disappointed that we don't get to see the Ziggs in the game where
You
it's
guys
left
actually
open,
wanna
but
play
the Aurora
start
will be the
to
response
play a
in the
league
mid lane,
because
I'm assuming,
I
here
stream
against
league.
C9.
I think the
Tentu
Ziggs angle is
saja,
still looming. I understand why they did the end here because, for some reason,
emang
one,
Bangke
Ziggs game always
Oriesa
comes into my
bermain
mind.
Liga
And it was against
Legenda.
Shopify, but it was with Palafox, where Palafox picked LeBlanc into Ziggs.
Iya,
and he ruined his
iya.
life and completely ran the game. Zenny would probably have a counter pick ready for Ziggs. Like if you're thinking as APA, game 1 they leave Ziggs unbanned, and they already have 2 champions that are good against it. Okay, maybe it's a trap. And he's going to hold off. That's where I'm at with the Annie, and Annie currently works well. And if they lose, it's going to be because they didn't pick Ziggs. Totally agree.
Yep,
for now,
there you go.
They're going to try Annie.
Okay, we'll see how it works. We'll see if they can prove me wrong on that one. It is double engaged supports banned out by Shopify Rebellion. The Nautilus
Bang Dilan
and the Alistar
Maximus,
both taken
gila,
off the table.
Kobo
They don't
main
want
liga.
something else that can start fights off. Because
Bang
honestly,
Dilan
C9
Maximus,
already has
Bang
some
Dilan
really good
Maximus,
build-ups.
emangnya
really
Bang
do.
Dilan
And I
Maximus
am
bermain Liga Legenda
wondering
juga.
if C9 is going to have to ban the Bard based off of the double melee supports that Shopify
Main gak
banned,
sih?
and Bard being a good pair with Ezreal.
Harusnya
Bard's
mah.
good with both supports, but since C9 picked first pick, that means Shopify gets
Iya,
first
aku
pick
main
after
Liga
second pick's
Legenda, Bang
bans,
Kobo,
and
Bang
that's
Kobo
why
mau
it's
main
just a
sama
bunch of
aku
support
nggak?
bans.
Yep.
Bangke,
the Nico, the Bard, the
bangke.
Nautilus, and the
Aku
Alistar
boleh
all off the
asalkan
table
sama
right now. We're assuming that both sides still got to pick those supports unless they want to
bersama
try to flex the
cewek
meaning down
cantik
there
sih.
for Vulcan.
Aku mana menolak.
Shopify banning out engagers of their
I would
own.
literally
They
make
choose
a
to
new
play
account to play
something
League
similar.
of
They're sitting on this
Legends.
well hover for quite a while.
I have two
Plenty of
accounts.
different options
One
here,
CA
but
account
gonna have to
and
pick
one
something.
JP account.
Leona, the choice.
Aku bermain Liga
first
Legenda
Leona,
juga.
split two.
Bang
It's
Dilan
been a while, but we're
Maximus,
so
Bang
deep
Dilan
already
Maximus.
into the support bans, and
Kapan-kapan
herself
kita
is a
bermain
strong
Liga
champion
Legenda bersama
in solo
ya.
queue, gets extremely durable,
Kapan-kapan.
especially if you decide to go
Kapan
with
ya?
an early protoplasm
Bulan
harness. It
depan gimana
synergizes
Bang
so
Dilan
well
Maximus?
with the Leona W. So I actually like
Minggu
the pick.
depan
It's always
deh.
been a good pair with Ezreal, and
Sama
we're so
Borok
deep into the
deh.
support pool bans
Sama
that it makes
Borok
sense.
deh.
It also reminds
Sama
me
Borok
a little bit
biar
of the
ada
one of those pro
Bang
player
Winda juga sebagai
champion
newbie
mechanical
biar
insight shorts that we
biar
had,
hate
talking
komennya
about
ke
how
Bang Winda
Ezreal is
semua,
actually
soalnya Bang Winda
deceptively
paling
strong early on in
newbie
lane. If you
newbie-nya.
stack lethal tempo, you
Karena aku
stack his
sudah tidak
passive, and
terlalu
then you just all
newbie
in.
banget.
People assume
Aku
his
bakal
job is
lebih
to sit
paham
back and
Liga
pelt you with
Legenda
Qs, but he can
daripada Bang
really
Winda
pose a
paham
lot
Liga
of threat just all
Legenda.
in, which Leona also
Borok
wants to do.
bubar,
The
siap.
pick for C9 in the
Iya
support role
lagi,
in
iya
response
lagi.
was Rakan. And every time I see Rakan
Iya
pick
lagi,
for
bubar
Leona,
lagi.
I remember years back meta where Xayah and Rakan was dominant and Leona was one of the
Baru tahu
popular
tuh,
picks
BTW.
because she can stop
Real
Rakan
Kak,
from
Borok
doing
suka
what he
dibalas
wants to do
grup.
and being slippery,
Aku
jumping in and out of the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. If you pre-press your
Borok.
Q as Leona as Rakan is charming you, you'll get the stun and at least stop Rakan from temporarily chaining the rest of the CC on your team. So we got some classic support picks coming in here.
Terakhir yang ngechat aja Bang Winda kita nggak ada yang balas
Shifting
dia
away
kocak.
from always seeing Seraphine Karma in every game. This series, it's because they're just banning it out.
Right, I mean,
But-
we still did see them. They're just on the you can't play it list.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking this morning that if you ever get Ashe Seraphine together, it feels like if you're just good enough at it, it's the best.
Right.
So I am happy that we saw in the first series an effort to disrupt it. There was a first pick Seraphine followed by an Ashe takeaway, so you couldn't land the pair. And then here, Shopify just said, no, we're not playing that game.
Well, we also haven't quite touched on yet those last couple of picks in the draft. It's Yorick versus Gnar in the top lane. So we did have the Gnar pick up there for C9 because they had to blind, because Shopify gets last pick of the entire draft. Gnar's pretty much evergreen. You can play it into almost anything. Sure, it has worse matchups sometimes, but usually they're not going to be big meta picks. Yorick, when I see this champion drafted, your team had better be ready to play the side lane. This is not a champion that I want to see grouping for anything other than a necessary objective, like a big dragon fight, like a Baron that's about to be taken. If Yorick has any say in the matter, he wants to be split pushing, and the team needs to be ready to facilitate that. And I do like to see it drafted alongside a jungler like a Pantheon who can help them a long way away.
That's what I was going to add as well. And it is an opportunity for Fudge to try and make a difference. It feels to me like Fudge has been a big non-factor.
Mucho
The
teksto
Fudge
banget ya.
non-factor.
There's no
It used to
fudge
be Fudge
factor.
factor.
Yeah, the fudge factor is 0.
Now it's Fudge non-factor.
Ya kalau ngekomen
It's
pasti 5
not all
baris
his
guys.
fault. Shopify
Kita jual
somehow,
makanan aja kalau guide customer baru
just
ya.
so you guys
pasti
know, with
orang
this
belum
big go to
merasa
pause,
makanan
it's a
kita.
Vulcan mouse issue. Getting ready check. Should be
Gila, kamu
going back
anak
in shortly.
bisnis
Cool.
kah?
Shopify has just played the least games, and it's crazy because even when they've had series, they haven't had a series go to 3 games, Captain Flowers, in 2026. So
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
the series they win in 2-0.
Ini tuh arenanya
And the series
baru
they
nggak
lose,
sih
they lose in
daripada yang
2-0. And a
minggu
lot of
lalu?
the 2-0 losses end up actually being close. But it
Terakhir
just,
chat aku undang
in
nikah tahu
the
dan
mind's
Bang Winda nggak
eye,
datang.
makes
Iya,
it feel
Kak.
like they just haven't existed. It's
Yeah.
the
Nggak
weirdest
ada,
thing. And then
weh.
because top lane is already so isolated,
Nggak ada di
and
grup.
Fudge hasn't had stand-up performances, I just feel like I haven't seen him play.
And the thing is, when you play a champion like Yorick, if the rest of the map
Bang Winda
loses,
still
sibuk
don't see
banget
them.
you
kan
can walk
Dilan.
down the side lane as much as you want. By the time you
Yeah.
take the tier 2, they're going to
Pros.
take your Nexus turrets.
Very
And
true.
you're just not
Itu
going to
2
really
tahun
be in
lalu.
the game, even though you're doing the thing that your
Gitu,
champion was
istirahat
drafted for.
aing.
So that's, again, why I'm saying I want to see Shopify be able to play around these side lanes. I want to be able to see them have the map awareness they need to facilitate that Yorick being successful while not just hemorrhaging moves in other places to C9, who I believe is a team that knows how to punish if Shopify tries to send too much towards the Yorick. If they try to overplay towards the side, I do feel like C9 is one of the squads that's going to say, okay, well, if you really want to win in that one lane so bad, we're just going to win everywhere else.
For sure. They're a team that is capable of playing through every lane. In the start of walk-in, it felt like APA was the best performing player. Last week, APA was kind of sprinting it in a few of their games, but Datatos and Ven and Vulcan were so dominant that they were able to win in those ways. I'd also want to say Shopify, as we're still waiting to see if Vulcan
nonton itu tapi
soon.
Itu termasuk lore-nya enggak?
Played a very good
Tapi
game
itu
1
bagus
against
itu
Lion, where they were able to burn summoner spells early with an early gank from contracts and then repeat the pressure on the turret. And I can definitely see them trying to do that again with the Leona Pantheon. So I'm not surprised if Contracts tries to path top to bot and go for some pretty early pressure onto Sven and Vulcan. Because Sven has taken cleanse. They have less combat summoners in terms of the ability to fight, and they might be able to get a dive off.
Yeah, and when I think about, like, one topic that always comes up in League of Legends a lot is movement, mobility creep, whatever you want to call it, right? Champions having more and more tools to move around as the game has developed over the years. And I feel like one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough in response to that is the value of point-and-click CC. Considering movement helps you outplay something that has to be manually targeted by a person. Pantheon W, Leona Q, both of these are just click the guy can't move anymore. And you're up against two champions that have no inbuilt
SR atau C9, aku sih C9, tapi aku nggak tahu SR itu sejago apa guys sebelumnya.
We're talking blinks, we're talking dashes. So I feel like if you can get ahead with Shopify, if you can have this Leona and Pantheon in a spot where they feel confident, where they have themselves ahead of the curve in terms of their own resources, their own stats, it's going to be pretty difficult for the Varus and the Annie to not just constantly get dove on.
Yeah, absolutely. Contracts is also a player who's been playing very well of late. It just hasn't translated into victories. I imagine how frustrating it is for the Shopify team to continually try to make progress in scrims, but not be able to manifest that on stage. Lock-in being 0-6 and being dead last place, into jumping out to beating Dignitas 2-0, into then immediately losing
Kalau C9 kan dari kemarin kita udah nontonin ya,
I feel like under the surface the team is progressing a little bit. And on my side, we did just hop out of the game, so it seems like our issue is a little bit larger
nanti
than
kalau
we thought
misalnya ada
at first,
skenario ya,
but
kenapa
looking to
Kobo
see if
berpihak?
Contracts can have a big
Kenapa
performance
Kobo
in
memihak satu pihak?
I hope that he does. I feel
Kenapa
like
Kobo
historically when
tidak?
we talk about contracts,
Tidak support
he's been a player
dua-duanya,
that
kan
everybody
dua-duanya
looks at
layak
and
untuk
says,
disupport.
his highs are really high, but his lows are really low, and they want to see more consistency from him. And I feel like those types of barriers and those obstacles are more difficult to overcome when you're in a situation like you're talking about where
iya, disclaimer, aku dukung C9 bukan karena aku sangat paham gamenya, enggak, karena dia biru, sesimpel itu bro, hidup. Hidup biru, aku dukung. Kalian biru, aku pacarin. Jadi biru dulu, bro.
Right? Like that's another team that you should be able to beat. But then, like you've already said, you've lost the next two. Now your opponent here in week 4 is Cloud9, which is one of the teams that most people had at the top. Right? So it's just like the schedule feels brutal. Because you're most likely going to start off at like a 1-3, and the momentum just feels that much harder. You're that much further behind the pace of being able to kind of find that flow state and find that confidence.
Yeah, and everybody else's schedule is like a little bit easier than theirs because they don't get to play Shopify. So.
You're for the codes?
I'm sorry.
For the codes?
This is too long. I had to. We've been talking serious for the
Someone
longest time.
Yay!
We have to start.
No, that's
joking around a
little
bit.
Jangan di atas nanti digoreng.
At
Gua
that point
kalau
in
di
the
bawah,
pause, we did not expect the mouse
yang
to be this
ngegoreng
powerful.
aing itu LCS-nya, pihak LCS-nya
On the
kocak.
topic of Shopify, though, the guy we just saw yawning on
Semua
screen,
jadi bahan
he was
gorengan. Udah
supposed to
mending
be the
kalian goreng
solution
aja
that catapults this team
daripada
to
Riot Game yang
success.
ngegoreng aing.
There's a lot of hype.
Sakit
Because
anjing.
2025, this team was actually third place
Tidak.
consistently. They finished third place
Aku
in
punya
Split
anxiety
2.
attack sih
They
mendengar
went to
Riot
LTA
Games.
playoffs and then had an
Apa kalian goreng aku
unfortunate
asal jangan Riot Games
series
yang
against
goreng
Red
aku.
Canids. Did lose to Brazil, but that could happen to anyone, apparently. C9 then did that at the America's Cup. So they have been so much worse than what their expectations were that it's just an adjustment
What's with
period,
this
and they
pause?
haven't
Yeah,
played that many
right.
games. So maybe
Like,
they'll shoot
we are
back.
pausing.
Okay,
Actually,
so
I don't really.
for everybody out there,
My
after review,
listening-
Cloud9 reported
my
that the
listening
mouse
skill
issue, which
is
was outside of their control,
not as good as
meaningfully
what you
affected
think,
their
guys.
early game and requested a chrono break, which league officials have accepted. The game will be remade with the same picks and bans.
Okay. I'm gonna guess he put a ward in the wrong spot.
I was going to say, we're literally at the start of the game.
I'm
curious what unless it was just a level 1 bloodbath that he ran it down.
Oh,
no, there wasn't, because we were in game. Nothing had looked like it happened yet, but if either the mouse issue...
are they repicking again?
Either it stopped him from running out of base on time, and he wanted to just be in a position to ward, or he actually warded the wrong spot. They remade the game, so I don't even have the spectator right now, but I would imagine that's exactly what happened. So in Vulcan shoes, I'd absolutely pause and do that, and it now makes sense why we had such a long delay, because it's this small mouse issue. But if he would notice it when he went to place the ward, and he probably just missed the bush.
Right, yeah. So I guess if you just throw the ward in a wasteful spot, it does feel meaningful, but now you're going to lose some potential lane control. Or...
Yeah, total speculation on my part, but that's just what I would assume happened.
I mean, that's better than my assumption of it's a level 1 5v5 and everybody dies. Like, that's yours is at least more likely to occur.
Show us those runes again, buddy.
Yeah, let's see what we're running here. Give us some content.
Just switch over to it again. I know you're itching to... No, he's just picking a stamp.
Okay, just getting back. Well, we have had a couple of mishaps so far this year with people picking champions.
Don't change your
Dan aku berusaha kayak fokus ngantuk ya, fokus. Aku ngantuk guys, tapi kayak nggak bisa tidur. Itu kayaknya insomnia deh. Ngantuk, udah merem tapi nggak bisa tidur. Jadi kayak pas ngeliat HP kayak anjir udah sejam nggak tidur, terus nge-scroll bentar, terus merem lagi. Terus kayak nggak kerasa udah 3 jam. Haha. I waste my lifetime.
All right, come on everybody, focus up, lock in, pick the right stuff.
Closing my eyes without doing
nothing. No mouse
nothing.
issues. We're going to get in here.
1 chrono break is a thing. We can't do a second one for a botched draft. It can't happen.
Without doing anything,
that is actually the strangest
chrono
break.
The code!
It's logical, but it's the strangest chrono break ever. Because it's not a chrono break. It's actually just a full remake, although technically you could chrono it. But, like, what's the point?
Right, yeah.
You're just going to redeploy from your base and run out
literally
anyway.
Nothing has happened.
Yeah. No one's seen each other. Although I could definitely see if one coach was like a big rules lawyer, they'd say, no, we saw the jungler in bot lane. They're going to adjust and do a different invade. You can get into a really big argument.
You make the argument about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so here's a replay,
we have the replay
of what happened.
All right, show us again.
Yeah, that was really
so fast. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, so he's trying to ward here. I see. So because he can't ward here, he's worried that the other team is now in the bush. So if he places the ward again,
can you redeem this? Can you guys redeem this?
He's being super careful
code, guys.
about any potential downsides. He doesn't want to wait for it to happen because then people would confuse him of only pausing when something bad happens.
Okay.
Respect to Vulcan.
Setidaknya sekarang tidak menggunakan someone-nya juga, jadi tahu Ultra.
We've got to make sure that once he sprints down to the bottom lane, the middle brush right by the alcove, receives the ward as intended.
Dude, I can imagine he just takes the sweep.
He
took a ward, and he's taking a different path, so he's completely changed the butterfly Sven is the
Sven instead, he's like, don't worry, I've got this.
We're not remaking
again. Ward.
My mouse works.
Okay, so the ward is safely in the brush here for
it's starting,
They're feeling fine now. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything super creative from either side. And I always kind of wonder about that. If you have something really disruptive, any kind of pause or tech issue or whatever at the very beginning
I tried Aurora as well.
Do you try to do something?
I tried to play Aurora and I don't understand.
More unexpected?
Like,
after the game resumes, just because you know your opponents will probably be less focused.
I mean,
my friend tried to explain
in game 1 we're saying it's going to be
how
a
does the
bot-focused
ultimate
game.
works,
I expect
but
Pantheon to pass
like for a few times, but I never understand like
when we paused and remade the first
time.
He was
how do we teleport? Like what circle?
Both teams
where's the circle
slightly
at?
changed their level 1.
Okay.
Not that it matters, but I think it's just to mix things
up
so
Aurora
that
kan namanya.
Some in theory
It's
plan.
kind of Ari, but
I like the idea of doing that. If people's mind states are going to be more scrambled, you want to try to take advantage of that
not
chaos
newbie friendly.
And make something potentially happen through a little bit of creativity. APA versus Zinni, again, we already kind of talked about how we were
Bukan
hoping
Ultra yang anonimus, so berarti beda orang dong yang Samon sama Ultra ini yang babo.
As this game goes forward, how effective does this Annie feel? How much value are we getting over it, considering the trademark champion was left over and passed over in exchange for this
it's a very useful mechanic if we understand how the
Hope to see Zinni perform at a higher level. He's had a few flashes of brilliance, but overall has had a very slow start here in 2026 with all the hype that was built around him as the KT Challengers mid laner. You know, the heir apparent to BDD. Then BDD pops out Worlds, he ends up on Shopify. It's really crazy.
Thanatos? Si Thanatos pakai apa sih?
But Shopify in spring in particular, the 6 games they played, very solid wins in week 1 against Dignitas, actually, not against DSG. And then Team Liquid, still very close gold for a lot of that first game. And against Lion as well, very close gold until like the 20-25 minute mark. So the early games have actually been very effective for this Shopify team, and they just haven't been able to close out as much as you would want.
And I feel like that's the tragedy of what you were talking about during the pause, the fact that they've never seen a game 3 so far this year.
You're
when
watching
these games
LCS
are staying pretty well locked
Wait, do you
close
play,
to that
do you
first
play
20 or
League?
25 minutes. But this could be the game-changing week. We'll have to wait and see here. But APA getting the better of Zinni. They're in that first trade, checking in on where our junglers are at. You can see top side.
Kobo ko yauning, Kobo ko nguap tidak respect.
No contest and contract.
Makan biji.
Yeah, going to be a crab trade, and these are the same gold graphs, but this time for Cloud9 throughout
Nggak ada
the split.
ketentuan,
The
nggak
big
boleh
thing here
nguap,
is they
kocak.
actually won all of their series, but you wouldn't necessarily know it by the gold graphs at 20 minutes. They played a lot of really close games in which they win late. Blabber sticks around extra to get a Fudge kill.
Yeah, Fudge is in some danger here. Tries to flash away, but the flash follow is ready to go.
Siapa
And the
itu,
first
Blabber?
blood is even
Tuh kan?
handed over to
C9 nih.
Thanatos. Feeling
Dapat
good about
first,
that one.
first kill,
Really big
bro.
kill fight bot too.
Yeah, immediately Seos is ready to try to make something happen here in the bottom lane as Ven knocked down to 150 HP. Does have to spend the cleanse, but no other summoners spent there by the C9 bottom duo.
Straightforward gank, but a very effective
Tidur
one.
juga nggak
Blabber
apa-apa kok.
hurts his jungle tempo by only
Tidak,
about
pada
10 seconds, so
kita
the gank ends
bikin
up
server di
being
Skortan aja, kalian yang
extremely
take
valuable.
over
And we know
my stream.
that if you get Thanatos
Guys,
ahead
take
on
over my
Gnar,
stream
he
and
can
then I
take
go
over the
sleep.
game. And getting the flash
Emang boleh gitu,
and
Bo?
a couple
Kok nggak
minions
profe?
down
Emang ya
for
kagak
the
boleh,
York early
kocak.
on can be
Makan
devastating.
biji.
Big pickup for Thanatos if you talk to him.
Biji, terbiji,
Getting those
biji.
boots early. He loves that on Gnar.
Having that extra money from the first blood, being the difference in getting that on your first
Honornya
shot or not, just
bagi-bagi.
feels so effective.
Yeah.
APA silenced,
Yeah,
muted
itulah.
9 times
Itu
this split,
belakang.
3 from his own AD carry.
Benar lah, siapa
That's
sih
just,
Pucci ini,
people
Pucci?
talk a lot about protecting your own inner peace and making sure you're keeping yourself set up for success, and it sounds like what Sven's doing. He's not here to yap.
Yeah, Sven wants to see the flash timers that Vulcan types, and he doesn't want to hear APA's mental warfare.
He doesn't want the rest of that nonsense in here.
Jaya abadi.
Still just that
Buset,
one kill so
bikin
far
PT
on
kali
the board.
kita.
First Drake is about to spawn
Kubu
here in
Jaya
5
abadi.
seconds or so. I do always like to keep track of how much early priority is placed on the Drakes, especially when we have supports that can be more explosive, when we have things like these engaged supports that can set up a play that then rotates over into a Drake afterwards. But right now, it's Ven and Vulcan with control over the bottom lane as Seos makes his way back down.
Play for Yorick. Good
He
luck.
does, and Blabber on a ward up top lane. That's where we have Contracts laying in
That's
wait.
Yorick.
A lot of jungle-focused top lane.
Champions
Contracts
of
is not
Yorick.
spotted, and Blabber realizes that's a little fishy.
Yeah, but Blabber going for these Krugs now, though. If he gets the Krugs, he should hit level 6 off of it, and then you've got a level 6 Jarvan versus a level 5 Pantheon, but now Thanatos
No, but
going to be
a
in
real
some danger.
question for my
Half HP
fans.
left on the Gnar, and he does not have any Gnar bar to charge. He gets away
That's
from
my
the
yawn.
Ghost. His potion keeps him alive. Thanatos
Interrupt
lives
you
with what
or
has to be
disturb
20
you.
HP.
And there are no
Because
flashes on
I like to
Shopify
yawn
to try and finish that kill that
with
could have been
voice on,
so
you know,
good. They'll
like,
still get a plate and a
with
lot of turret damage because
vocally,
Thanatos is
yawning
without
vocally. Do you
TP.
get what I mean?
Nearly a lane-saving gank there by Contracts.
I also think he dies there if he didn't have the fully upgraded plated steel cap.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that ended up making such a huge difference, being able to
No, I love
survive
it.
that.
Oh,
So
get well
good
soon.
stuff for Thanatos. Shows the payoff of the
Makanya,
earlier
makanya,
play
makanya.
from Blabber up there in the top side. You can see Blabber is now waiting down here in the bottom side river because Bvoy and Seos are trying to get this wave pushed up and crash, which you can see they do, but there's no play to be found for the Jarvan, so he'll go ahead and take his recall.
Bvoy
No
yang
attempts
dosa,
on that
sampai
Drake
cuma
here
nanya
just
lupa
yet,
lagi.
like I was talking about earlier, but there's a lot of C9 vision. They've got the bottom Scuttle Crab, they've got the ward in the upper part of the river, now an additional ward in the Pixel Brush, and a
I'm
control ward in
starting
the
to
Dragon
get
Pit. They
familiar
really wanna know if
to most
Shopify's
of the
going for this.
champions,
Play
but
for
it's
bot.
just
We're playing for
I
bot.
still
went back and checked.
haven't
Thanatos was
remember
with
all of
3
the
health.
names.
So I'd say the plated steel caps did keep him alive. We
Okay,
can
yeah,
confirm.
sir,
Like 6
I was
a.m.
thinking
over
originally
there.
it's 20 or 30,
It's
something
5
like that. I'm
a.m.,
like,
dude,
yeah, that
it's
probably
5
factored in.
a.m.
3 is okay for
A little
sure.
close. That's
It's not like I'm hating
the
it,
second that you
okay?
pressed
No,
your
I'm
first
really
refillable
enjoying my
potion is the
time
difference between
watch
living
partying
and
with
dying,
you
as well
guys.
as all the plated steel caps and all the
We are
choices,
command.
so
We
very
are
close,
giving
but
a
that's sometimes how League
commentar
of Legends games are decided. And now that they've set up around
together
bottom lane,
with the
the ganks have
game.
failed. Thanatos is back to
Commenting
trying to
on the
farm
game
plates in the
and,
top lane. And Blabber is probably
just
just going to
doing,
move in
like,
here. Seos,
hanging out
that's
on the
that's
couch.
vision you don't control.
Yeah, he managed to sidestep the initial
Oh,
Jarvan
shit.
combo, but the
Nah, he's
Cataclysm
gonna
still
get-
locks him up. He tries to use
Oh,
Xenoblade to
never mind,
escape
he
onto
escaped.
APA, and the escape will be successful.
Sios,
Manages to put himself in a
Sios.
spot where he can flash back over the wall to escape any more follow-up from C9. So Seos is going to stay alive, but that was both summoner spells used defensively from Leona.
So low-key,
Coba
that was
kopi,
a
Bo.
really
Suka
bad place
Zeta.
to be, but the result is really good. I'm always going to
Aku nak
trade
sambil tidur. Iya,
like
iya.
a heal
Sambil
flash
tidur, sambil
on my
molor.
Leona.
Kok kamu
for
sambil tidur sih?
a Jarvan ulti,
Streamernya aja
an
kagak
Annie ulti,
tidur. Itu
and then
namanya
also
nggak
all the
respect,
tempo
bro.
they gain where they're trying to chase down this Leona who's going to reset anyway. Bot lane wasn't
Goreng
sweating
kalian.
either. Shopify actually gets a lot of tempo off of that. Now Contract
Okay.
is trying to use it to steal red.
Blabber is in the area, throws out the flag, finds that the camp is not there. Dragon Strike into the brush, but he doesn't want to try to overcommit to this. You could see that Fudge was
Katanya like
walking
streamer,
down
like
towards
viewer.
that
Kok
jungle as well
streamernya
in case there
streaming,
was going to
viewernya
be a
tidur,
battle.
woi.
And this is also the consequence
Woi,
of what you just
viewer.
mentioned. They know that APA doesn't have Tibbers, so if he rotates up and this turns into a big
People
3v3
say like
in
streamer,
the
like
jungle,
viewer,
they
but
don't
why?
really want to fight that.
Why
so
the
C9
streamer
is going
is
to walk away
streaming,
from it.
but the viewer is
Seos
sleeping?
looking maybe
Not
for the
fair.
Zenith blade there. He needed the one more
No
kill on a
respect,
minion
bro.
for the solar flare. Does
Ini
finally
masih
have it
0-1,
now.
gila.
The entire time
Aku
Blabber is
main
looking
itu.
to take the first
Aduh,
Drake.
gila, aku tuh kadang tuh
About
mikir
8.5
kayak
minutes
kapan
into
when
the
ya?
game. Seos
When
gonna
I'll
walk
be-
over, see that it's
when
still
I'll
about
be,
half HP.
playing
That
like
means
a
that Shopify
pro.
can challenge for this if they want to.
Very
Zenith blade
greedy
in,
contest.
goes after Blabber. Not quite gonna find him. Solar flare
Your
there for
gameplay is
follow-up.
very
and
different like mine, yeah, of
Contracts
course
and
lah.
Zinni
I'm a fucking
guarantee
newbie,
that
bro.
Blabber's out of there. Nice
Fucking
collapse
newbie.
from Shopify.
That was so sweet. Essentially,
Jangan berisik, Bo. Gue mau
it
tidur.
looks like a trade from Shopify where they send Yorick to
Itu nggak
hit
respect,
Grubs.
bro.
So
Kalian nggak boleh
C9 think
tidur.
they're taking
Sebelum
Grubs, which
streamernya
makes sense because
tidur.
they're a York team and
You
want to
guys-
be able to split
you guys
push. But then instead of killing all 3
doesn't
Grubs, they only kill 2. It
not
doesn't give the global
allowed
contract
to
call out.
sleep
Contracts
before the
move
streamer
down.
gets-
They know they have ultimate advantage, and they just get the kill and
You're gonna
likely the
win
Drake.
real
But this
soon.
fight's
Oh
not
my
over.
God.
Yeah, we're not
I'm
done
gonna
yet.
take over the world.
B-Boy and Seos
For
trying to
real.
keep everybody on C9 distracted, but now it's time to exfiltrate. Seos still trying to hold everybody on C9 down, but no, Vulcan's already got the kill. Seos out of the picture. Chains of corruption fly out. Zinni's got to be careful.
Oh,
Blabber jumps into the
Ani ya.
cataclysm,
Apa, Ani?
and Contracts drops too. C9 are getting their punish.
Tapi Ani tuh
Blabber nearly
bulls kan
dies,
ya?
and B-Boy finally takes him out.
Belum,
The Tibbers
belum,
trying to body block
belum,
as
belum
B-Boy
main
chases
pakaiannya
back.
lagi.
It's a double kill
Nice
for the
banget
Ezreal,
ini.
and he might not be done just yet. Another Mystic shot finds
Nice.
Ben.
Aku
Tibbers
dukung
won't be able to
siapa
do
sih?
anything about it, Chat. It's a bloodbath in bot side.
Enggak.
B-Boy's
C9 maksudnya
Ezreal
nice
comes out of
sekali
that with
anti
2
C9.
kills, and
Kok aku
Shopify get the
ngedukung
Drake.
itu?
Watching it one more time, we know there's no Pantheon ult, no Leona ult,
Why
no
did I
Ezreal
say
ult,
nice
so
to the
Shopify
opponent?
is low in
No,
terms of
I'm
starting
supporting
this fight,
C9, bro.
regardless of if the TP
No,
comes
no.
in. And it's a good fight
Bener.
to start for C9 as they're able to burst down a couple, but it's the continuation that gets them in trouble, mainly because they miss everything. So Blabber doesn't land his EQ knockup, and
itu
Sven
gold lane-nya
misses
itu
his
tuh, SRB
flash
Boy.
Q
Aku
on the
kayak,
Bears. If they get that
weh,
kill on Zinni,
cakep
then they
ini.
probably have numbers, and B-Boy's not
Tapi
confident enough
tim
to
yang aku
chase.
support
but
kebantai,
because
nggak
of
bisa
this
gitu,
guy-
bro.
Nice.
Nice, B-Boy. Well played.
Yeah,
That's it.
good.
I agree. That was
Good,
well
good,
played
good,
by
good.
B-Boy. Good. Shopify will be happy with that one. They take the Drake like you mentioned. They already had the 2 out of the 3 grubs from earlier. That last grub is still just going to be chilling there for the next 4 minutes or so either side can go collect him if they really want to. MasterCard Power Spike completed, as Zinni is going to have his proto belt unlocked now on that Aurora.
Diam
We'll
aja,
see how much more
nontonin.
playmaking he's
Bro,
able to accomplish
aku
with that,
sendiri main
considering
gamenya
he
lagi
does
war, aku nggak tahu
almost
champion
ready
aku
to
di
cast
mana
here again.
posisinya.
Does have a very sizable health advantage over APA right now too, but won't hit him with that last 2-fold hex. And Vulcan's just going to make sure that his mid laner's okay to take a reset.
I
A lot
used
of
to
support
get,
roams in the mid lane here in
my
this
friend
Annie versus
used
Roam
to
matchup. Really
say
common
like,
matchup. They both kind of want to do the same thing.
Kobo,
Just burst each
you
other
were
and
apa
also
sih
both
jarak
have pretty strong wave clear. So
distancing, Kobo,
getting the
distancing.
shove in and
I was
protecting
like,
your
bro,
wave so
I'm
that you
playing
can
at
get
the
TP
back.
back now, matching
I know
the
my
Malignance
distance,
with
but no.
stuff from
I'm a
APA.
freaking, I'm
But I like the
freaking like
position Shopify's in this game right now.
in front of the
Good ball
turret.
push,
So like,
item power spikes and Contracts ult is up soon. They're going to be looking for a
I
play
don't
bot here.
even know
B-Boy
where
is
where
so
am
strong.
I.
He's got red buff alongside the Trinity Force. The tier is halfway stacked, so I'm assuming around the time that he gets the Manamune completed, he'll be able to just fully evolve it into the Muramana for the big power spike. Checking back in on top lane, though, because this was where that first blood was. You saw Thanatos having a pretty sizable individual lead so far in the game. And once again, he does fudge down multiple waves, still down that one kill.
Kebalik nih
But at
kayaknya.
least they
Mau
both
dukung
got their
Sinan
tier
kalau
2
ngedukung
boosts, so
Eser.
not only going to get run down by the Gnar. Meanwhile,
Wanna
down
play
here at
bot.
bottom lane,
Wait.
it's Seos and Contracts are going to make their move yet again. Solar Flare lands on the Sven, but the Zenith Blade is out of range. Chains of Corruption
Jangan
also not
dong,
gonna
jangan
find the
bunuh
target,
Sinan
but
aku.
Zenith
Weh,
come out from piercing
blaber,
arrows, gonna stay
blaber.
alive for now. It's Contracts
Bisa
also
ini,
misses the
Sinan ini
spear.
dapet nih,
Zenny
dua
has to
lah.
show up to finish the job, and C9 are looking for a little bit more. APA wants to stun the Contracts, and he finds the burst he needs. Now Seos has to try to get away,
Kan?
but it's disaster
Itu
for
Sinannya
Shopify
aku,
Rebellion. That
main-main.
play, a couple
Main-main
of skill
C9.
shots that should
Tapi-
have been just a little closer, a little more accurate, end up costing dearly.
Oh, this has got to be so frustrating
Jadi kamu,
for Shopify because I loved the
Cemen
idea
Zabe
of
tuh
this
serius
play.
tuh.
It just
Dia
falls
ultinya
short
bisa-
in the execution. They had perma mid push.
Bisa full
They had
satu
bot
map
push.
gitu kah?
They want to set up a numbers advantage dive with a no cleanse
Leona
Varus. You
ya,
can see no
Leona ya
summer spells
namanya.
there down on the bottom. But the big
Iya
thing
kan ya?
here is just they land the full stun.
Remember.
Zenith's blade doesn't
They
connect.
didn't respect the
And then
distance.
Ezreal shifts in and also misses because he
Ezrealnya
was expecting a
offside.
CC
Yes,
follow-up from the
Tuh kan,
Leona, so they
Brom.
miss everything. Now
Tuh
they're
kan,
caught under the turret
offside.
and Blabber connects.
Iya lagi, iya
And
lagi.
then Contracts misses the spear.
Yeah.
That's a melee range Pantheon spear, and that's a 200 HP target. That would have killed.
They're all skill shots. They can be dodged or missed. However, if you're stunned, you miss it.
Yes.
Because there's no dodging
Itu
when you're
Blabber.
I
stunned.
can't move.
Yes, Seos did miss that E, but I'd say
Oh,
Sven
Blabber pakai apa
dodged
sih?
the Pantheon.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
fair.
You know, we'll give him some
Sama
credit.
Ceminya
That's
Blabber.
fair. I'll accept that. It is now a 6-4 game for C9.
What
They are
does
only
Blabber
up
use?
500 gold, so it's not like Shopify have just completely lost all control
Still
of the
close.
game,
Setengah
anything
map
like
sih.
that.
Oh,
Like we still
Leona
have a
setengah
very
map ya.
competitive game thus far. Just about 14 minutes on the clock, just about 30 seconds left before our next Drake spawns. And 1 minute until
Jarvan.
the
Oh,
Herald
itu yang
shows up
J4
under
ya,
the
iya,
tier
iya.
as well. We did
Aku
see it on
masih
the screen a
belum
little bit
hafal.
earlier. The Contracts did secure the final
Jarvannya
grub
ya,
that
baru
was started by
kemarin kenal
Fudge
tuh.
earlier, so at least they've got
Jarvan,
those.
J4.
You mentioned already how grubs are more important for Yorick comps than they are for most other
Yeah.
comps, just because he has to be that dedicated split pusher. So now the question will be how much value does Fudge get from that, considering Thanatos has owned the 1v1 ever since he got the first blood.
Yeah, geez, 1.4 thousand gold.
It's 40 farm.
Trinity Force completed. While he has this power spike, he's just going to keep dominating. Thanatos Gnar is just different.
Yeah, he's really good at the champion, and he's 40 farm and a kill ahead. Like, this is not going to be an enjoyable split-pushing game for Fudge unless something drastically changes.
Looking at the top laners with no TP, they're going to keep doing their thing. But with
Okay.
this Drake being up, C9 is going to want to retake this vision. We definitely could see a fight in a moment's notice.
Seos,
Someone already reading the code?
Control wards
Okay.
already put down by Shopify Rebellion.
I
Blabber
will
level
give
10
the new
here on the
code.
Jarvan. Contract's only level 9 on his Pantheon. Teleports available for neither top laner.
Zinni keeps getting the mid push, so that's giving Shopify these windows to move back into river. But then once APA clears the wave, he'll be allowed to enter. So this is perfectly setting up for a fight.
Okay, Drake's still about half HP. Piercing arrow only hits Seos. Solar flare finds a target in Blabber, who immediately flashes away.
C9.
Two-stop barrage
Tidak
chunks
dapat
Ben a little bit, but not a whole
Dragon.
lot. As the Infernal Drake is claimed by Shopify, but it costs them their support. I'm going to call that worth.
Yeah, Drake for support, but APA quickly ran top lane. He might be looking to execute Fudge here and break open the top turret. Contract is going to follow the Pantheon ultimate, though.
Okay, 2v2 potential up here underneath the top lane tier 1 turret. Fudge getting bursted down very quickly. The Mega Gnar in the wall takes him out before Contracts arrives. And C9 with APA's rotation into the top lane finds another kill.
Really well executed there by C9, and that's completely an APA play. He sees that the dragon fight is done, and he just rushes up top lane. You could tell they also knew it needed to be a fast play, so they were aware of the Pantheon ultimate possibility, and they just pull it off. This is now a 2,000 gold lead for this Thanatos blind pick Gnar. He is making Shopify pay.
Wait.
And now that Fudge is dead for the next 5 seconds,
called
it
for
means
a
less
free
control
skin
of the
for,
top side of the map for Shopify by
alligator
default, which
skin.
means it's that much safer for
What
Blabber to just walk up into the top side
something.
river, grab that crab, that almost gets him to level 11. Just going to need slightly more EXP
Alligator.
to unlock that level 2 Cataclysm.
I forgot what's
Control
his
over the
name.
top side still here for
Toy
C9.
something.
Zinni is going to rotate into top lane, though, to make
Any
sure
more
he's catching
codes?
these waves because
Yes.
Fudge has now
I
moved
do.
bottom after
so many.
respawning. APA is the one answering him down there. Both of those
Renekton.
champions have
Oh,
their
yeah,
teleports
Renekton.
ready.
Renekton
APA
is
does get
in.
caught in the dark procession, but immediately just turns it around with Tibbers,
Rakit bajir,
forcing Fudge to
APA.
walk back a little bit. It's a battle of minions between these two.
Tapi
And
Fudge itu-
Fudge ends up flashing away.
usually the Yorick is going to be really confident if you can get into melee range with your Maiden. Not with Noah Mar against that Annie.
Nope, but the Rift Herald has already been claimed by C9. Blabber, the sacrificial Jarvan for that one. And the eyeball is still on the floor. Shopify is trying to protect it and prevent C9 from being able to get anything out of this objective. Thanatos in mini-Gnar form, trying to step up, create a little bit of space. But the eye is starting to sparkle with that purple energy. It's about to go back to the void. And yes, it does. Nice move from Shopify there. They get the kill. They get the punish on the enemy jungler. And they stop them from being able to take what they earned that cost them that sacrifice.
It ends up being really good getting the kill onto Blabber. And now, though, the pressure is still back in the side of C9. Thanatos is going to continue to scale with him staying on the map and being able to get that first turret. 2.7k. Aside from Thanatos, this game's exactly what we'd expect of a normal C9 Shopify game, right? C9 plays these messy games that they win in the end. Shopify plays these messy games that they lose in the end. But now Thanatos is just the difference maker.
I mean, it's almost exactly the overall lead for C9 as a team, right? Like, you look at the other roles.
Yeah.
Vulcan and Blabber are up about a little bit under 1,000 gold between them. Zinni's ahead just barely anything. It might as well be written off. And then B-Boy's up about 1,000 gold himself. So this trades pretty evenly. But Thanatos is just the X factor in this game. And you already mentioned how his Gnar is built different. We know that he knows how to pilot this in a way that can just win you games. And contrary to the story of Yorick, where he doesn't want to be able to join team fights unless he absolutely has to, where the side lane is his only true home, his real calling, Gnar is happy to participate into team fights as long as you set up well for them. All of Gnar's team fighting is about Gnar bar management and everybody being able to play around it. And I feel like if you're going to have a guy that's as good at Gnar as Thanatos is, you as a team need to be able to play around that. And that's what I'm expecting C9 to do.
We'll see if they can. They were trying to set up a play on the bottom lane there, but Zinni got a really good trade on an APA, and C9 had to call off the dive that they were thinking to break that turret. They can still take the crab on the way out and reset.
So, the big thing I'm looking at here is we've got a little over a minute until our next dragon fight happens. Now, if Shopify secures this dragon, they've already got the first two. They didn't get them super quick, but it's still a good pace for being able to stack towards a soul. But the problem is, Thanatos has TP. And yes, Fudge also has TP, sure. But Thanatos has TP. And that's just not going to be an even battle, considering he's an entire black cleaver ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
That's a pretty strong items.
I would also say, though, like, Shopify's in an okay spot with Leon. Leon is incredibly hard to kill now with Protoplasm Harness. And then B-Boy's Ezreal is also way far ahead of Sven's Varus. So there is a window for them to get a good fight. If Thanatos is going to keep splitting, they want to start, but he also has TP, and he's going to fly in with that giant TP shield. This is all on Thanatos. If Shopify can get the Gnar TP out before the Drake starts and then run away, that's kind of their best chance.
Thanatos just immediately drops the Gnar ulti there for a quick trade onto Fudge. Of course, Mega Gnar doesn't have a very long cooldown at all, but it will not at least be available immediately as the dragon spawns. C9 controlling the bottom side river for now, controlling the top side push for now. Shopify have got to respond somewhere because they're losing ground in both locations.
On this Dragon
Shopify's going to want to fight, so if Seos can engage, it'll take him a long time to
apakah C9 akan akhirnya akan mengambil satu Dragon pertama.
Finds two targets. APA is going to get bursted low, but he finds a kill in the contracts first. Vulcan staying alive for now as Zinni does finish off the kill onto the Annie. Tries to get over the wall and escape, but he can't quite do it. Blabber down to 50 HP. Vulcan singing the same song, but it's Sven finds the kill into B-Boy instead. C9 is doing a beautiful job fighting, and the raid boss has arrived. Shopify don't have the gear, and C9 get a 4-for-1.
Thanatos is taking over this game. As soon as Shopify was thinking about an engage, he ulted in. It basically synced up with the Pantheon ultimate. You can see how strong Shopify is, right? Seos manages to kill Annie. They push Vulcan out of the fight. A full shield, perfectly managed Gnar bar. Thanatos flies in, doesn't need his ultimate that is on cooldown earlier, and there's no way Shopify can fight once he arrives.
And then the ultimate comes back right here so that he can slam Fudge into the wall and guarantee that he gets yet another kill
Tapi kalian tahu nggak? Aku nggak tahu. Itu Aurora teleport jumping-jumpingnya kemana aja, aku nggak kelihatan, guys. I did see the Aura ult, and I tryna find her, like,
we were in the replay, so that's how we got the extra 500
she used the
gold.
ult, so I can learn. But no, I didn't even.
Good luck.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
true.
I didn't
You got to
see
do
her.
something big with these next 4. But the problem is also 4 minutes from now no longer means you potentially get a Dragon Soul because you just lost the Dragon fight. So now it's still just a 2-to-1 Dragon count.
True.
When she touched her circle,
So
she just goes
that
to
4 minutes that we're looking forward
No,
to doesn't
it's
really
not
feel that great.
only the circle.
It
There's
probably feels better than
there's
this.
a portal.
This is, he's just kind of running at him.
Anjir,
Oh, so close.
Took a lot
That
of
was
turret
so
damage.
close. At first I thought we were just going to see Thanatos right-click him, and that's
The
just it.
Gnar.
He would have given up his entire bounty.
Gnar
if he
attack
does that.
speed
His
is
contract
very
wouldn't be able to collapse on him. I'd say Vulcan is also having
fast.
a sneaky, solid game.
Yeah.
The Mikhails is really crucial for getting people out of Leona or Pantheon CC in terms of avoiding one-shots. They have to exit the base.
Zinni versus APA up here in the top side. The Tibbers, again, just dropped pretty much off cooldown. So, yeah, Thanatos, obviously the story of the game. Blabber, pretty significantly far ahead of contracts now here, too. Has his Sundered Sky plus Black Cleaver already completed, BF Sword, building
When
towards
Gnar
that
hits
third
it
item.
3 times,
Vulcan,
he
you
gets
already
more
mentioned
attack
him doing
speed.
very well. Has the Mikhail's Crucible to clear off the
Passive.
status elements from anybody on his team that might get caught by that Solar Flare. Because every time we're seeing these fights started by the
champion, but he
Dragons,
builds attack
Seos
speed
fires
and
Solar
health.
Flare,
Yeah.
and we're not really ever
What
seeing
is
him hit
AD?
multiple stuns. C9's not staying close enough where 2 people can both be in the center of the flare. So as long as you just have Mikhails, you hit the guy who got hit with the center of the flare, other guy flashes out because he's only slowed.
And they're starting the Baron up right away now. Thanatos does help kill this pretty quickly, and Fudge is bought with no TP, so they're going to have a numbers advantage here.
Yeah, Shopify on the approach, but Thanatos has the Narbar charged.
They're
Shopify's going to
dominating
pull him
the
off of the
area.
objective at least. Honestly, this is about best case scenario for Shop.
Oh,
And
baiting doang.
this is a little bit similar to last
Tuh,
week
aku
for
kan cuma tau
C9,
basic-basicnya
where
doang, guys.
Vulcan and Thanatos are both
Enggak
playing well.
nyubi-nyubi
It's similar in the
amat
sense that Vulcan still hasn't died. So last week, game 1 and 2, deathless. This game, in a fairly bloody game, also deathless.
Gnar
But
tuh apaan
Thanatos is
sih?
just creating action, guys.
Yeah, Thanatos jumps
What's
in
Gnar's
and
role,
Seos
actually?
and contracts
Yeah.
in a 1v2. But
He's a
those
fighter,
odds
right?
feel pretty good. For a Gnar that's this fed, B-Voy falls to Sven on the side, and now this TP this is a funeral teleport. This is just no way home out of that one. Fudge arrives, Fudge dies. The Fudge
AD
factor
physical,
remains
AD
at
magic.
0.
Oh,
0 and 4 in this
gitu.
one. It is not
AD
the effective
physical,
Yorick in
AP
the side
magic.
lanes that you were
Nice.
hoping for. And now with a 6,000 gold lead,
Oh, yeah,
with a
Bruiser.
5 versus 3
Oh,
advantage on the Rift,
wait.
it's
So
C9
it's
just
called
going straight
Bruiser
back to that
in
Baron
League.
they start.
Yeah, Fudge, 0-4 factor. I don't know. It's been a rough one for
You
him.
don't call it fighter?
They took Thanatos to 3 health
Bruiser?
with that first gank, and Thanatos has never looked back.
Nope. 3 health makes all the difference
It makes
in a game
all
of
the
League of
difference.
Legends.
Now he's
Mix
off
of
to the
ADC
races.
and
Thanatos
Bruiser.
makes that whole play.
Oh.
Vulcan follows up on it.
Yeah,
but
Gnar is a top,
he
right?
is throwing that gold lead around.
And now,
He's had good Gnar games in the
Aturan.
past, but this one feels pretty special.
and he's moving towards Wits In now with the itemization
Yeah.
because
Ikaw,
the
di sini
only
sebutannya
fed player
Bruiser.
on the enemy team is an Aurora. And if Aurora is going to spend her entire burst on a Gnar who has a Negatron cloak that will eventually be a Wits End, your team's feeling great.
You are. He might hit 3 items before Fudge hits 2. He's sitting on 1,400 gold with the items he has currently in his inventory. So he just doesn't want to reset yet for the tempo, but when he does,
Do
he'll
I
be able
have
to buy.
ice cream?
Yeah,
I
that is some daunting stuff. 50 seconds till our next dragon spawns, and C9 know it. They are taking control over the enemy jungle. Control ward at the enemy red buff side brush, just to make sure that you've got absolute control over the area. And with the Baron, they're going to put some pressure on
Tapi
the
Aurora
tier 2.
tuh
While there's still
meta
30
banget
seconds
loh.
to
Kayaknya
go
tiap
on that objective.
hampir tiap
It's
match
just
kita
Sven firing onto the
watch
thing. Yeah, you've
partinya
got the
ada
Baron up
Aurora
maybe
ya.
helping a little bit. Blabber and APA waiting over the wall, just hoping Shopify tries to engage on the Varus because they're ready for the counter.
That's why I
And
tried
Fudge
Aurora.
Is pretty hopeless at the moment.
Because,
Was running
like,
up bot just in case.
I
Gonna run back
saw-
top even though he
I
can't do
saw the
anything
pro
to
player
Thanatos.
use her a
Thanatos is
lot.
holding TP this whole time while he's solo pushing his own wave. I think Contracts might
it's in
try
fights.
to 2v1, but I feel like Thanatos
Meta,
wins those.
meta.
Yeah, you might just
Yeah,
lose. Like,
gitu
if
ya,
both of you
iya,
get
iya.
Mega Nard into the
Meta.
wall, I'm pretty sure you still just lose.
I guess you'll just hit minions in the mid lane.
Agak sakit.
When you're stuck
Aku
between
yang
2 bad
pakai
decisions,
jadi,
what do you do?
Third
jadi
decision.
UI-mu.
You know,
You go mid.
years ago, my wife and I told our dog to stay and ran in different directions, and then we both called him. And this is a similar output to what happened. He kind of his mind kind of broke. He didn't know where to go. So that's what it feels like is happening with Pantheon right now.
Well, it's a lot harder to go bottom now that Solar Flare is shot off and did absolutely nothing. Seo's chunked down to 1/3 HP. Contract's still looking, trying to find an angle to potentially make the play, but they're just not giving him one.
No good angles.
Thanatos is already level 18 on the Gnar.
Don't feel rushed here, guys. Don't. They're gonna run it down at some point.
Sometimes that's all you gotta do. You just wait for your opponents to make a mistake.
At the same time, they're going to have to engage at some point because they're losing the slow bleed like crazy. I agree, the patience from C9 paying off.
It reminds me of Vigor.
8,000 gold lead, no need to rush it. You've got your second dragon already. Extra armor and magic resistance, gonna feel good considering, hey, we just completed our Wits End on the Fed Gnar. We just completed Guardian Angel on Blabber's Jarvan. This is just getting to a point, you know, the Edge of Night also done for Sven. It's just hard to see, okay, what is that miracle angle? What does that look like for Shopify to find one of these fights?
Yeah, Locket being completed on the Recon, also super clutch, so Vulcan really just stacking the items that could possibly lead to a lost team fight. Somebody gets caught, Mikhail's, Aurora gets some AoE, Locket, just absorb that initial engage, and then they know they're going to win the extended fight.
All right, Shopify, you've got to find some kind of an angle, but it feels nearly impossible. Fudge continues just trying to answer whatever Thanatos does, but that matchup is always going to be Thanatos' priority. He is 85 farm ahead, he is 2-0-4. Fudge has not been able to find an effective role to play in this game thus far, and Thanatos is just going to keep that pressure on, keep that building. Level 19 now
what
on
I
the
understand
Gnar.
is Onion.
There's just no answer.
He's just kind of grooving on his player cam. He's kind of dancing back and forth.
Who is that called again?
If there's any game to just groove,
champion that
I feel like this is a good groove game.
This is the best feeling. You're on your signature pick. You're having a good one.
Wait.
Your team is winning.
Your team is just about to kill the Fed enemy mid laner who is forced to flash away defensively and still barely lives. They're just going to barrel down top side, take that tier 2 anyway. And the whole time, you're just getting the push.
Yeah, just hitting minions, mega Gnaring. Going back to base with 1600
gebrakannya
gold.
nggak usah lah, nggak usah gebrak-gebrak, biarkan C9 yang menggebrak. Ayo J4. What you say? Ada Ivan Kun.
There's no rush. His jungler already told him, don't worry about it. No need taking risks.
Just get your little ball of stats, health and damage items. Everybody loves health and damage.
Itu ultnya ya, lompat.
When you're this fed, you kind of don't like ending the game, to be honest.
Yeah, you just want to keep playing. You want to experience this a little bit longer. Seos doesn't, though. He has to flash away. Still only level 10 on this Leona. Will Thanatos hit level 20 before Seos hits level 11 and literally double his level?
Yo, we're not even see the result yet.
So he can't quite get there.
It was close. I know. I was really hoping we get to see it.
I mean, he's 19. He's super close.
Seos now going to step over a C9 ward. APA trying to get away. Contracts arrive for the Grand Starfall. Flash for the stun. Really wants this kill into APA. Tibbers used to try to protect himself, buy a little bit more time. Thanatos jumps in. Contracts dies first, but APA is finished off by Fudge, who gets his first kill of the game. But now Fudge has no way out of this one. Zinni is trying to make sure that the rest of C9 can't get in here in time. But I don't think it really matters to him, man. Zinni's your target. The wallop from Thanatos, not quite enough range. But it's still a 2-for-1 favoring C9. I like the fact that Shopify looks for something, but when you're this far behind, it's every play is a 5% play at best.
And even though that play lost 2-1, it won in the fact that at least TP Flasher off the Gnar. It's going to lose more now that Gnar's also hitting your Aurora.
Yeah, this is the Aurora that doesn't have Flash, remember? Because she almost died in the tier 2.
I saw that Aurora teleporting, but I
still staying alive. Aurora,
don't
very
understand
slippery
how
champ.
does it work.
Vulcan also having enough HP to escape the scrap, and Thanatos isn't going to chase any further forward because the rest of the team, they're waiting over at the Baron. They want to make sure that they can just get this one on spawn. Blabber and Sven can do plenty of damage, and even more with Thanatos joining to continue that DPS. APA after his respawn also going to teleport in and just make sure that there is no prayer for Shopify to try and challenge at this objective. That's going to be Baron number 2 for C9 with 75 seconds until the next dragon spawns. They're going to run the Rift the whole time till then.
And they're going to do a quick reset so that they can set up for this Drake. In terms of just eliminating windows for Shopify to make a comeback, that's what C9's trying to do here. Is they're just trying to play in a very disciplined way. Sterix completed. Thanatos objective bounties are on. Thank goodness. It's felt like they should have been on for a while, but the Drakes were what was keeping Shopify's win probability up.
Only the H.
Now they're just clearing out and looking to set up the Drake.
And if you're Shopify, what do you even do here? Because it feels like walking blind into this jungle.
So if we're in the circle, we cannot go out until
Drake is worth
until the circle disappears.
It's one of those things where if I'm playing this game, I'm definitely feeling really demoralized. But you have to just hope that Blabber hits. That's actually it. I think when if you're ever trying to find like a strategic way back in the game with the current tools they have, I don't think they exist. So you're just hoping that C9 sees an angle that isn't good and goes for it, and you're able to capitalize. There's no way to win a straight up 5v5.
You can live, but it's
That's even tougher because we heard from Blabber. Guys, they'll just play it safe.
Are they gonna end this?
Blabber's good.
If he's already aware, then what is even the hope?
You just gotta hope.
All right, hope against hope. That's all Shopify's got. As C9, yes, the Dragon is up, but they're more concerned with pushing towards the enemy base. They've got 90 seconds left on this Red Bull Baron power play. They've got the Baron up, cannon minion, slowly plinking away at the enemy turret health bar. They'll shoot the crust off of it, knock off a third plate. Cannon minion continues doing its job, finally taken out of the picture there.
I'm a little surprised that C9 didn't clear out the Drake before this play, because if something goes wrong and they're going to be on soul point, they could have just cleared that off the map, but they're probably just trying to maximize their Baron uptime, and they're going to take the Dragon after. But like there's playing with no rush, then there's playing a little bit too slow. They're going to win either way, likely.
Yeah, I mean, you're 5 digits ahead now. It is a 10,000 gold lead. You are at the point in the game where you should just be able to
yeah, because now it's a 38-minute, 30-second Dragon Soul instead of a 37-minute Dragon Soul. We're really splitting hairs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this game has felt like it ended 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right? But it hasn't against C9. I'm not going to fault them for playing safe and minimizing their potential loss chances, minimizing the opportunities for Shopify to come back. But eventually, I do need to see you push the Nexus.
Yeah. There's no Skarner in this game, so Sven is safe. Like, there's very few ways they can throw. If this game was faster, I wouldn't have taken the cheap shot. C9 is playing great.
Yeah. But nah, they won't be delayed.
Sorry.
Lack of Skarner. Very important. All right, C9. Total control still. They've got the Baron for exactly 3 more seconds, so that's about to go out the window. But they've got their 3 Mountain Dragons. They've got their super fed front line. Jarvan's got the Spirit Visage now there for Blabber. And here we go. Vulcan jumps in after B-Boy, but immediately the cleanse and the flash to escape that Rakan engage means Shopify's 80 carry is going to stay safe for now. 5v5. Here in the mid lane, APA actually not here quite yet. As Seos is going to be caught, throws the Solar Flare, flashes over the wall, getting away for now. Chains of Corruption flies out, and it's a great shot from Sven to keep the fight going. Blabber's in the middle of everybody, but he's still got the Guardian Angel. Remember that. APA finally joins the fray, and now Zinni can't find anything over the wall. APA escaping for now, kiting and fighting against the ghouls from Fudge, but Thanatos is already on a rampage. Vulcan diving into the back line. B-Boy might have lived earlier, but he's buried now. Fudge finally tries to get away, but no, there's no escape. Another grand entrance from Vulcan, and everybody on Shopify is left dead or licking their wounds.
What was the caster
as C9, they'll lose APA. All 4 other players still here, trying to barrel down the mid lane now. Contracts defending as well as he can. Blabber still staying alive. Still has himself that Guardian Angel. There's just no stopping him. Sven is godlike. It's only Zinni alive. This should be your game-ending push. Thanatos. Yup, he's got the Mega Gnar. He's got the Wallop. He's got enough damage. One would have to think. Vulcan jumping into the background. Yet again, Zinni goes golden.
C9!
Trying to DPS the turrets.
C9!
Ball here, not quite yet. And there it is. Thanatos unstoppable at the very end. 35 minutes into the game, 21-8. It's a Thanatos Raid Boss Gnar game. It's GG game 1 for C9.
C9 take it slow and win by 15,000 gold. Sven lands the Chain of Corruption, which secured them that final fight. Vulcan is deathless yet again. Another perfect KDA for him. And C9 keeps rolling lounge.
Oh, I got your key moment, all right.
Your team is losing, haha. My team is winning.
And it's not one of those like jumbled keys, like a janitor's keys that has like a million. No, just one key.
Oh.
Just one key.
Dari awal udah kelihatan. Tadi dia bilang loh dari awal aja draftnya C9.
I'm going to be focusing specifically on
Draftnya C9
what
kalah
seems to be
gitu.
third dragon fight. Because A, 2 dragons already there for Shopify Rebellion, whereas 1 is still there, and now C9 is ready to fight for this one.
Someone
and not
say
give
on
away
the
this one with the
chat.
gold lead that they have.
C9's
Now,
graphic.
for me, I want to focus on the gold a little bit. Because both mid laners want to base as 38 seconds are left for the dragon to come up. Immediately, even though Zinni has more gold in his purse,
I think I'm going
generally
to...
speaking, because of the Ionian Boots of Lucidity just being a lot cheaper than Merc Treads, Zinni actually has to wait a little longer for the base. So he's going to base a little later than Cloud9.
Okay.
Cloud9's full basing,
Idol
whereas
meeting.
Zinni could technically base now and be ready for the team. But no matter what, he is going to be second to the play. What this means is that Cloud9 is going to be able to clear out the vision that Shopify Rebellion has and be in position. And if I show you what Shopify Rebellion sees, it's tragic. So yes, Zinni's going to have to come for the play. They need to now create a plan of being able to contest for the vision that C9 has so they can get Soul Point and really put themselves in the driver's seat. Now, if we play this straight through, I like the blue trinket, number 1. And I want to play a little game with you. The game is going to be which top laner is more useful in the fight. Is it going to be a Meganar that is going to be really full on that meter, or a team fight Yorick? Now I'm going to replay a little bit.
I feel like we can win this game by just saying the Nar.
That's probably
what do you think, Kobe?
And also, 2 people are already dead, too. That was quick.
The main thing is, I would have expected the engage from Shopify Rebellion to instantly wipe out APA. APA does a great job of just throwing down Tibbers instantly, and then full comboing contracts as he enters. And so not only is he dead before Annie even dies, Zinni has to back away, flash over, and you get to see the immediately flash follow-up from Blabber. And so Thanatos, who's already super impactful, you get to see Yorick a little bit. Yorick now needs to make the trip, because even though now that he got to this portion of the fight, but they now jumped over the wall, he's like, all right, man, what am I supposed to do? The fight
hell
seems like
no,
it's
Yorick
already
can't
over.
jump. That's not fair.
The fight's already over. Meganar's come through.
Actually,
like,
no, that sounds terrible.
everyone is running out. Fudge is like, maybe I can take out one of these members. No, you're getting completely targeted. So I think the main point was C9 were able to get first vision and clear out the River just a little bit, just because of the quick base timings that we saw from him. So it was like a little bit of an edge that turned into something
Come on
big.
over here, buddy.
Thank you. A little bit more space, and I'm gonna man spread too, just to take up the rest of it.
There we go.
Thank you. So I think being first on the objective was great. They had a very clear plan on what to do.
I
when
scanned you
Pantheon
guys.
ulted
I
straight
didn't go
through.
to
And of course,
Idol
Thanatos
meeting.
was way more impactful in that fight in comparison to the team fight
Ice
Yorick.
ball.
Guys, you are on an island with your Pog vote.
I gotta give a little
Ice
love
ball,
to the jungle,
it's
you know.
great
I feel like
flavor.
there's top lane bias here.
I like.
We are usually the jungle biased people. What are you talking about?
True. I also like, though, you gotta get, if you're Annie, you gotta, as long as you get your
It's my
spells out
first
before
time
you die, it's all good.
Eating this
And so,
ice ball.
spam, get all your spells out, leave Tibbers up.
thought
even
it's
though
an
you're
ice cream,
dead,
but no,
angry
it's
Tibbers, and you got so much
nice.
AoE that they're already winning.
It's funny. I remember we were asking a pro, what is the champion to be the most useless on, but to get the most impact on? The answer was just Annie. Like, if you're really far behind in the game, if they're gonna be focusing you down, guess what you're gonna do?
Just hit your keyboard, boom! Before it doesn't matter if you die after, all good.
I feel like you're underselling. APA had really good timing there. I'm also glad you pointed out Thanatos, because his Nar
just a
team
ball
fighting
of
there
ice. Yes!
was really good. One of the things that won him
flavored
player
ball
of
of
the game.
ice.
However, you are watching right now. Don't miss any
anak, ini baru pertama
LCS
kali aku
action
coba.
when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for
Fuck,
less
no, I want
gold.
burger.
Before we head
Chat,
to
chat,
break, let's
should I-
take a
should
look
I buy
back
burger?
at the C9 Kia Champions Arena
I think
show
so. I
match
think so.
from last week.
A burger with French fries.
Welcome to the Cloud9 Kia Champions Arena. Players from Cloud9 and Sentinels will face off in a game, this time of ARAM Mayhem. We didn't have ARAM Mayhem last time. It was just a regular ARAM game.
Burger
With the
Aldi.
addition of
Iya lagi,
IRL
iya lagi.
augments as well in the form of unique challenges.
All right, roll that bad boy. Let's hope that you don't get to wear the finger puppets.
I just ate now. I'm hungry again, bro.
That might be worse. 10
No,
minutes,
bro.
jumping jacks every day.
Control your brain.
Screen takeover.
It's,
What
it's
is
just your feeling.
Yeah, I remember that. Flowers. Well,
What is a flower screen takeover?
we'll find out.
Sial nasi
I don't know
uduk
what this
sama
means. My screen is
lebih
going
sehat
to
sih,
be
tapi
closed.
kayak
I'm not going to be able to see my
I want a burger.
game, I guess.
No, actually, I don't want a burger. But my brain wants a burger.
That's a shot or shit? I have no idea.
Waduh, sorry ya guys, aku mengenyot ice ball-nya jadi sedikit inappropriate Fajar suaranya, sorry guys. Itu Kobo ngenyot es bola es di stream. Iya, soalnya ini lagi kagak main juga itu.
APA, what you got going for you this time round?
Puppet fingers.
That's excellent. And they look cute as hell. Show the camera.
Where is it? Which camera am I looking at?
Oh, that one right there.
I'm looking at like 4 cameras right now.
How is this for me? Well, I'm not doing anything, but I'm enjoying it as a spectator, so it's good.
Do I want burger or do I want chicken?
How's Ronnie doing? I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. We're having a blast here.
Are you stressed at all?
Nope, because I got the power of the poro.
No, the more I'm thinking about what I want to
We're
eat,
missing our support here.
the more I don't want to
Our top
eat.
laner, we're missing our top laner, sorry.
Our top laner has goggles on.
Our top laner's got goggles on. Wait, move. Move? Oh, sorry. I'm ready.
We're screwed, bro.
I feel like you go Jin, you'll be our carry, Hui. You carry
Really?
us.
Okay.
Wow.
Do my best, but I'm old.
It's fine. Age is just a number, bro.
Yeah. Dingin gak sih? Biar bangun, bro. Biar bangun, bro.
Rich in the ground before Dub can even get there. In time to try to knock out as Impact gets bursted.
Don't feed.
Let's do a vote.
Get fed.
Do you guys think
Scan the QR code.
it
for
will
meals
be
on Uber Eats.
0-2 or fair? How do you call Sri? Sri in English, what does it call? Event. Hi! Well.
Yeah, they're gonna fight, okay? Think about Pantheon flank.
I swear, if Air is winning next game, it will be rigged. I swear, it's rigged.
I'm gonna here. Yeah, sounds good, Tendros.
Ain't no way every time I watch, I do watch party.
No flash.
The game that I watch is always like
York, no flash,
2-1
York.
score.
They're waiting 3 seconds, guys. Play slow.
Yeah.
Careful with his wife.
Nice.
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 And the raid boss has arrived. Shopify don't have the gear, and C9 get a 4 for 1.
Pas nonton pernah 2-0 belum? So far belum. Your specifically means that the match is over. A tie can mean that you are currently tied, and the match will be tie, draw. I see. Learning English. Tadi yang menang C9 soalnya ada backingan aku. Cause I support C9, that's why they're winning. Haha. Awal stream tuh 2-0 sih. Iya, iya. Aduh, ayam atau burger deh. Ini pada 0202 ya. Cukup.
Welcome back to the LCS. Tickets for our spring finals at ASU's Mullet Arena from June 13th through 14th are still on sale. You can head to Ticketmaster.com or scan the QR code to purchase your tickets today. Hope to see you there. I love the fact that we're getting another road show this year. I always love these. They're one of my favorite parts of each individual split. It's always fun to just go to a different location, have a bunch of fans there, and enjoy some League of Legends.
For me, it's just the best way to feel the community of all these
Tuh, arenanya beda nggak sih? The arena is
really
different from
drew
last
me
week.
into feeling that this was legit way back in 2011, 2012 when I was attending my first LANs, about how real the gaming passion can be. So every time that gets refreshed, I always get a little bit happy.
Oh yeah,
That's how I always felt like
you
when I
guys.
was first getting into LoL esports, when I still lived in a cornfield in Ohio. Seeing arenas packed with people, I'm like, wait, there are other people who like this stuff too. Because out in the cornfields, esports actually isn't that super popular of a hobby. So it was cool to see that there are a lot of people in other places who enjoy it. So let's get into our second one here and see if Shopify can find a more enjoyable game in round number 2, as we do have Orianna, Karma, and Zinzao banned out by C9. Shopify banning out the Renekton, the Bard, and there's the Ziggs ban that they left out in game number 1. And it looks like Shopify is going to take the first pick Rumble, but the response from C9, I like so much more. You talked about it during our pause in game 1. When Ashe Seraphine gets locked and your players know how to pilot it correctly, it just feels like the best.
I feel like it's the best because it has lane prio and then it also outscales. So that's usually really hard to beat. The way you break it is it works occasionally. It's with this. It's with the MF Nautilus, because if you are able to force 2v2s on the right timings, more like 3v3s and 3v2s, because you need to play it with a ganking jungler as well, in my opinion, then you can win. But I think it's a fairly low percentage strategy with how much I've seen it. The other answer would be the Corki Nami, but I feel like the Ashe Seraphine will have push on that, and I just like the Seraphine team fighting a lot more than the Nami team fighting. So understandable that this is the strategy Shopify has gone in with. They banned really comfort picks for Shopify, and they're going to try and match the meta for meta.
Okay, we've got the Cassante picked as the answer into the Rumble. I feel like this is one of the very common answers into Rumble. You take Cassante, you take Ornn or something. Yeah, he's going to go up a little bit of farm in the early game, but then once you have Kaenic Rooker and you just don't really care about Flame Spitter that much anymore.
I think so. I think for Thanatos specifically, though, this can win.
Okay.
I think if you're playing the Galio or the Ornn as an answer into Rumble, you can absorb it and get pushed in. But I feel like Thanatos, once he gets his MR stack, can actually start threatening kills.
Redeem code, guys.
I think he's really good at
Jadi
the snap.
kalian redeem
Based on last game, I believe you 200%. I feel like from early on in the lane, even before that initial gank, like Thanatos was the one who had the early push in the lane. He had control. He gets the first blood assistance thanks to the gank from Blabber. He survives the potential revenge gank from Contracts with the 3 HP that we saw earlier. Again, thank you for producers for that sliver of information to go with the sliver of health. And then from then on, he just could never do anything.
Itu Bang Bima Bayu Sena
Thanatos plays his
official.
champions, he knows how to pilot them so very well. So I'm with you. I feel like there could be some Cassante moments in this one. But heading into the second half of our draft, let's see what else gets banned away, as Anivia is removed by Shopify. And then the Vi and the Nocturne are the targets for C9. So trying to limit Contracts' playmaking.
And I also just think trying to avoid Contracts having a strong ganking jungler with the Nautilus MF. So from game 1, the 2 most popular Sundered Sky junglers, Jarvan and Pantheon, are gone. Xin banned, that's 3. Nocturne gone. Wukong gone as well, because C9 likely would have taken that away on 4 right here.
Yep.
Which means Contracts has to pull something a little bit different. I
Bang
personally
Bima
love
kok nggak ada
Mundo with
checklistnya
Ashe
sih, nggak ada
Seraphine. I don't know
centangnya.
if I love Blabbermundo, but it would be a pretty strong pick in the
Nggak ada
slot.
centang, ya. Baik.
Yeah, and Bess is also just another one of those like popular
Iya,
skirmishy
pakai.
80s user junglers.
They have such good
Bang Bima
things for the
kok
Seraphine
bisa
ultimate
menonton?
to go
Kan morning
through.
person banget
There's
atau belum
definitely a
tidur?
better word than
Tapi udah
things,
tidur sih dia
but that's
biasanya.
the idea
Cuman
with these
kurang
two
tidur,
diamond
kocak.
facilitate. I don't have the word. What, like, if you're possessing something, you're shooting the Seraphine all forward? I don't know.
You're
Gimana cara dapat centang? Pertanyaan bagus.
I can't
Nggak
get
tahu
it.
lagi.
My words are wrong today.
Pylons.
Aku sih
They
tiba-tiba
have
udah
locked
ada
in the
aja.
Skarner, though. So,
Bang Bima, Bang
there's a
Bima,
chance.
Liga Legenda
so that's
yuk.
gonna be your front line
Wah,
alongside the Nautilus.
aku beli
No, I know
makan
Vessel-
anjir.
Vessel's the word.
A
Biar
vessel,
bangun
yeah.
nih.
Vessels
Okay,
for the
yeah, they're
Seraphine ultimate.
vessels for the ulti to channel itself through. I like that. That's a good one. But whenever I see Nautilus drafted, I know that
Agar Liga
Nautilus is
Legenda
a melee champion who goes in
bersama
and engages the
teman-teman
front lines.
legenda.
And I don't know if this stat is right. I know you love stats. This is a gut stat for me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Nautilus is the dyingest champion in League of Legends. Like, if
SR
you look at
menang.
all
Emang
of the
secara
games ever
draft pick
played in
lebih
Pro,
kuat
I'm
SR
pretty sure
kah?
Nautilus has the highest amount of
Yo,
deaths
chat.
per game. He just
Depend on the draft
he has
pick.
to die to do his job.
Like,
right? Like this guy's always dead. So I always want to see another frontliner.
I don't know
alongside
which one
him
is stronger. What do you
because he's
think,
going to be
chat?
dead most of the time.
It's hard to think of a champion who would die more. Liam's going to look into this for us.
Yeah, I'm really curious if I'm right on
Yes.
this.
Even
my
if
gut
he
says
just
it's not.
does LCS, because he's gonna crash our servers if he tries to pull every
literally
League of Legends
everything
game of
from
all
every
time.
league.
Per game is
See?
one stat, and total's another
We
stat.
would
But I
do-
feel like
we
he
do
might have
another
both. He
poll.
would be in
Wait.
contention for having both.
Yeah, it's definitely if he's not number one on those stats, you know he's near the top. Because he has to die a lot, like I said, to do his job. But the pressure is going to be on for Shopify to find a better game 2 than what we had in game number 1. They were still playing an engaged support in that first game. We saw Seos try to start off a lot of different fights in those bottom side rivers. Shopify actually had decent start down there in that bottom side early on, but then as the game kept going, it just didn't work out. Once Thanatos was able to get involved after having that early lead for himself, everything just kind
Sama-sama
of
bagus.
fell off
SR
the rails.
kompnya team fight.
It really did, and
C9
Shopify,
comp.
they need to have a series go through
Supaya itu
games. They really do. Because I just want to see more Shopify Rebellion games, but we have a fight early, potentially.
Ooh, flash from Zinni over the wall to get away, but
Whoa.
Ben's ready for the flash follow. They're going to keep
Sinan
chasing.
aja biar cepet turu. Ye, kocak.
Maybe I'm going to get proved
Ada
wrong
maunya
here. Okay,
komposisi
I
tim.
might just get proved wrong. They do a lot of
Komnya
damage
tim
to Zinni. They
fight.
force out the ghost from him
C9
as well.
kom.
But he does
Banget
still
ya.
escape. So that's Sven's flash traded for the heal of Seos, the ghost and the flash of Zinni.
apaan?
And my big thing about this, chat, is now I feel like there is just a prime target on Zinni's head as a completely immobile champ like Ryze. No summoners at all. This early
Yeah.
lane is going to be scary.
And as we just see, Blabber took Raptors right in
bro.
front of Contracts, won the Smite
Bro,
fight,
he's in
hit level
aggressive.
2, and now means Contracts has to go farm his Krugs, trying to
Your
improve this
tactics,
head-to-head
bro.
record, because there is a
Tactics,
long
bro.
history
Tactics,
between these two.
tactics.
Contracts, Blabber, both starting their careers, their LCS careers on
Iya,
Cloud9.
Kak, SR tuh
Contracts
jago
going to
tim
Worlds in that
fightingnya.
2017
Kalau Vicky tuh
roster.
jago tim-
Blabber
Oh!
sharing time with Svenskeren in 2018. Blabber winning 4 domestic titles and 2 MVPs.
C9
But it's always
sulit.
fun watching these two go up against each other because
Mari kita lihat.
Contracts can definitely get the upper hand. He's generally
Will
always
C9
on a
playing
worse team,
like
but
a
can find
mysterious
windows to create
player.
winning situations. So
Who is
going to be tough in this game with
getting
that level
steady.
1 of 3 summoners to 1, not to mention Zinni being late to
Harus
mid,
agresif
and
biar nggak
then
late.
losing the Raptors to Blabber.
And you just saw the emote
lagi?
personification
Apa ya
of
yang late
having
game?
to play
Champion
against
game
Ashe
namanya?
as a jungler. We're talking about
Yeah.
seeing these two go head-to-head. Can Contracts make this record better? Everything just becomes so much more difficult when you're playing against Ashe. If the guy
Yeah.
knows the timings that he should be hawk-shotting on to check the different camps.
Wait.
And it's just so obnoxious because they
Did
always
you
have
guys
everything.
already redeem all the
Blabber's going to know
codes?
exactly where he is. They have a
On my
deep
team
ward
chat.
that just expired,
Is
so they
it now
won't
we
know exactly
believe?
that he's
Is
on the
it now
spot,
I
but they can
believe?
generally
I
guess it.
believe
Blabber's
you
going to be on the
believe.
map for a little bit of extra time here since he did Raptors to Krugs to red. Now he's working his way up his blue side, so
I'm
not
downloading
necessarily
LOL
like a
again.
double
Kobo,
crab angle,
really
so Contract should
confused.
still hit level 4 off of his 6th camp.
Play,
with the
bro,
6th
play,
camp
bro.
from Bottom Crab.
And since there was that
It's
kind of contention,
lo-
that
it's
jungler
more
friction in the
fun
top
to
side of the
play with
jungle early with
friends.
what you said, Blabber steals away the chickens, Contracts has to go grab his red buff instead. That means that Thanatos knows, okay, Contracts should not be in this quadrant of the map at all. There's nothing for him here. And so Cassante is able to just level 4 proxy farm against Rumble. I feel like that's
Only
a pretty
5
good sign
codes is
for
redeemed
C9.
very fast.
It is.
it?
With the draft that they have, if they have
like I
vision on
thought-
the Skarner, they can win
I
all
thought
their
it won't
isolated
be
matchups,
a leak.
which
It
is
won't be a
looking like a very
so
solid
many
early game
elite
plan.
players
Blabber
here.
actually skips
I
top
don't
crab
know.
to cycle
Or is this
Raptors,
my
so he's just going to
thoughts?
continue to do this. And Contracts kind of needs a play to work for this. I believe they would have spotted him with that hawk. I'm not sure if they did, though.
And you
Apa-apa.
could see the way that Contracts drove his Ishtal's impact. He pathed it right through this top lane tree trunky thing near the Krug camp to see if there were Krugs to steal, and there weren't.
I think that missed him, so he just pinged his E actually when it comes off cooldown. They're going to go for a play here. He spent so much time on this. Oh, they're going to find him.
Looks for maybe a recall here. Vulcan will check the brush. Sees Contracts,
Bisa
who
ngilang ya
tried
itu
to juke
Scorpion.
around the corner of the vision. Still spotted. And now, yeah, the Ishtal's impact just has to be used to get back away, so the time contract spends here ultimately ends up wasted.
Iya, Bang
Blabber is
Bima,
so
Bang Bima.
happy right now. He's killed 4 Raptor camps before
Bang
Contracts'
Bimot,
first
Bang
reset.
Bimot.
That's like the jungler dream.
Yeah. 4 Raptors for Blabber?
Bimoy, Bang
He's not
Bimoy,
even leaving. He's going to do
Bimoy,
Krugs
Bimoy.
now. Who needs items?
This is exactly what he wants, because it's also making it impossible for contracts to get anything back.
Apakah ada
It is.
perligaan pagi
Yeah,
hari
he's gonna have
ini
40
Bang
CS
Bimoy?
here. Also, you were right about your Nautilus.
Oh, I was?
Flowers? Yeah, look, Nautilus tier 1 all-time, #1 in deaths, 31,000. 7,000 deaths ahead of Alistair, but he's only 11th in deaths per
C9
game.
nih bos,
Thanatos
C9
is about to try to give Fudge another
nggak
death,
dapet dah.
chasing after him here in the 1v1, and he just claps him. First blood for Thanatos. Just removes Fudge from the rift. Contract shows up to try to protect his top laner. Thanatos doesn't even have to spend a flash walking away
Ini
from him.
perligaan.
That was the most get the hell out of my lane
Maksud aku
play
bukan yang ini,
Thanatos could have
perligaannya.
made.
It is. Now he's going to have all out. He can probably finish, yeah, he can finish shoving in this wave before the TP completes, so he's not going to lose any minions. And I think he's off to the races, not to mention he found Skarner, so everyone else gets to keep playing their lane in the same way. Thanatos is built different.
Dude, this
I mean,
is
who knows?
such a nightmare for Shopify and for Fudge specifically.
But yeah, I
Rumble
hope
is supposed
C9
to be able
didn't do
to
blunder,
be a
bro.
lane bully. He is supposed to have control. He is supposed to be a champion that enables you to play around topside objectives or jungle invades. But when Thanatos does this, he can't do any of it.
So, I mean, Fudge is sitting at full health. Thanatos probably just has to land everything. Gets the first grass proc. And Tofu Strike gets Q1. Hits the knockback. He's literally
Scorpion
missed
tadi
0
bukan
skill
tipe yang
shots so
ngejar ya,
far.
berarti
Not
ya,
getting
soalnya
hit
dia
by the
nggak
flame
ngejar
spitter
si
because Fudge
Thanatos,
needs to
say.
run away.
Got that one.
Has still landed literally everything and then finishes it off. Perfect.
Yeah, he never missed. There's the Cassante clips that you see where Cassante just runs at somebody, misses all his stuff, and still kills them because he's Cassante.
Yeah.
That was not one of them.
Yeah. Footwork goes in the wrong direction.
Rumble.
Pass maker's like kind of sideways. It's like, got you
Which one is
anyway.
Rumble?
Because my cooldowns are low.
Rumble needs to adjust his
That was
sequencing
actually
thing.
very
He might
very
find
good
a
from
pot of
Thanatos,
cooldown
recognizing
there.
that he had the ability, because like you said, Fudge wasn't full HP
ngejar,
at the
tapi
beginning
lawannya
of that.
keras
It's
banget
not
itu,
like
pertama
Fudge is
juga
doing a
ngejar.
greedy stay
Soalnya
or
tadi kan
really
kayak
overexerting himself. Thanatos just recognizes, no, you're
Thanatos
dead from here,
udah
man.
sekarat gitu
But
loh, jadi
now,
aku pikir
look at
bakal
this.
di end gitu
He has
ternyata.
105 MR. He's got Negatron and
Rumble
No
is the-
Magic
oh, Rumble is the
against
fire one.
Skarner, Rumble, Rise, topside. What's going to kill him?
I'm going to give you a spoiler right now.
The
and say
fountain?
Probably nobody. Because, I mean, yeah, Skarner's damage is mostly physical with the rocks and the Ishtal's impact.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he doesn't do a lot of damage.
Exactly. It's
right?
physical, but it's not there.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess the number that shows up will be orange instead of blue, but it's a small number. Zinni gets a really good trade on APA there, at least. And I guess one little bit of light shining in the darkness for Shopify
I don't know about-
it was
about
really
this
scary at
Snake
level
lady.
1 when your Rise has no flash,
just-
no ghost.
I just saw
But they
her
never
now.
ended up getting punished for it. He's got his summoner spells back now.
Yeah, he did. I was so obsessed with Thanatos that I forgot to see if Blabber has
Apa
let
namanya, let
Skarner
gamer
get
champion
Raptors yet.
itu.
I don't think he has. I need to go
Di
back and
SR
read
semua kah?
Yeah, he's definitely
Apa
cycling
namanya,
that Raptor camp.
scaling.
And a headshot!
Oh, I'm sorry, Zinni.
Rasanya
I
headshot.
immediately talk about how they don't punish the
Oh,
Rise,
bisa
and then
gitu.
it's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow into public
Masih
execution,
Masih
into Cassiopeia Puke, into a green thumbs
Cassiopeia.
up from APA, just to add a little
Cassiopeia.
bit more insult to injury. C9 get killed too.
This is a try not to tilt special.
Itu
My
jago
top
banget
laner's
kayak
dead.
gitu. Jadi
We
begitu
my
cara
jungler keeps
mainnya
losing
Bang
his
Bimo
Raptors.
Zena.
Let's just make a play. We know
Yeah,
Ambessa just
yeah.
ulted
Aku
and ran
juga
topside.
mau
We can take Drake. This is a
Cassiopeia
good
is weird
good play by
because he
Shopify.
shoots
Okay.
off
And you
a
can
lot
see
of spells
C9
really
not really in
quickly.
any kind of a
Almost
position to
like
challenge for it.
easy.
As
Huh?
oh hey, we've got a Raptor camp replay here in the picture-in-picture. I
Free
believe
Dragon.
this is
He did get his Raptors.
the first. Okay, that's the first Raptor camp
Wait,
contract.
you mean like
was
I mean,
acquired.
if you got a
Cassiopeia
Raptors,
has a
they
lot
can
of
win.
skills, like
At least
more than
the game's
4
not completely over. A lot of
skills?
times Blabber would say, I would imagine when Blabber got the first 4 Raptor Gamps, he probably said the game is over if I play well. That was probably his mindset.
I mean, he's on a champion that can really carry from the jungle with the Ambessa as well. So
As air quote di war
we'll
mereka.
see how well he can translate and make good on those early advantages
Itu betul,
as
iya
we move
iya.
forward in the game. Only 9 minutes on the
Her
clock.
E
That
is
first
very
dragon
low
secured by
cooldown.
Shopify, like you said,
Ah!
but C9 is going to take
So
the
that's why
opportunity
we
to
need
get
to
themselves all 3 grubs.
shoot
It's
a
not
lot.
like we have the turbo split pusher
Jadi Cassiopeia
champions
tuh
in this game
champion
like we did
sibuk
in
ya,
game
champion
number
sibuk.
1, so grubs are going to be kind of back to their usual I guess
Karena harus
it's there,
nge-aim
so
terus
we'll
itu
take
loh.
it
Iya nggak sih?
status.
Yeah.
Oh
But
pantesan tadi
you got something.
testernya bilang
I'd say
kayak
based on the flow of the
headshot.
games so far today, C9 has been in no rush, so they're not panicking over contesting an early Drake. They're willing to give a few things up, which I think is just helping them seem a lot more stable because they are still able to win these lanes individually. We know they make good late game decisions.
I am confused.
Let's see if this
Okay,
Rise
Not
can do
really,
something,
actually.
Yeah, the Realm Warp brings Zinni in.
Way is a lot
find
simple.
a target here with his
Just- I
Pathmaker,
just need
goes
to
all
get
out,
used to
wants to
it.
try to get the kill onto Fudge, but no,
oh.
there's enough damage from Shopify, and that's the kind of plays they need.
Really well done there by Zinni, finding the winner to roam. Contracts gets to catch the mid wave as well. Thanatos did miss a spell once there. He missed an Atofo strike during his all out.
The first Pathmaker too.
And the first Pathmaker. Maybe he
Has
does
the
trade one
most
back if he
kill,
lands.
I see.
PA.
Koi has
Make sure that this
1,
wave
2,
stays
3,
crashed. Try to
4.
get as much poke damage on his
4
Zinni as he might
times
be able
3.
to. But APA is
12.
running rather low on mana here. You can see both
No,
of their
no,
tiers
no, not
stacked up
12.
to about the same amount
10.
thus far, so nobody getting a major advantage in that department, but it is plus 20 farm for APA, and I feel like a lot of that, yes, of course, some of it comes from you got the kill, but a lot of it is also probably Zinni just had to play a lot more safely and a lot more respectfully early on, considering he had those double loss summons.
And they've had no jungle pressure. The power spike item comes through after the death for Thanatos with the Kaenic Rookhorn, so he will continue to be immovable, as they've actually swapped down a little bit before role quest completion, which is surprising because I think that Thanatos would want to stay
9 basic abilities.
in
Oh my gosh, Wally, you
There's
really,
a chance that they were expecting Fudge to swap early.
you
because the
really
lane is
teach
going
me
so
a
poorly
lot
this
of
gets
League.
long. That was probably my guess.
Wally telling me
Probably aren't going to
so
get a lot more
many
comfortable
League.
for the Rumble now dealing
No
with
League.
Ashe and Seraphine.
This is true.
In a 1v2. So Fudge's
Thank you, though.
Fudge's life
I
is going
appreciate
to
it so
remain
much.
difficult here today, as Thanatos' Kaenic Rookhorn will at least not give him a whole lot of value against B-Boy, but now Blabber joins up here in the top side. The vessel for the encore.
Culik.
He does his job exactly as he needs to. Fudge just gets bursted down
Tapi
before
ya
he
juga
can do
si
anything
Blabber
about it,
tuh
before
nyulik
Zinni
ya.
can rotate up and do anything
Siapa
about it.
namanya?
And that's another kill
Ambessa.
for C9.
Quality vesseling.
Ambessa emang
And the
champion
bigger
nyulik
thing
ya.
here is that Shopify actually invested more people on the map to that spot. The timing was just off because 3 were there when only Fudge was under the turret. Contracts was kind of close. Zinni was on his way. Zinni lost his summoner spells in that gank defense. So Cloud9 actually kind of gets more than they bargained for with that kill. APA gets to free push mid lane and roam into river.
That's twice now in an 11-minute game that C9 have made a move that has cost Zinni both his summoner spells, and then it's just like, what am I supposed to do? I'm Rise, right?
Yeah.
Like, you need to be able to have some kind of mobility, some kind of insurance to play aggressively.
Ambessa
Get
is
things
now
done.
smarter,
Nice
right?
moves from APA, sidesteps the dredge line, immediately puts the miasma down, takes Seos down to
ini
200
SR-nya emang
HP.
kayak
Zinni and B-Boy
kuatnya
trying to
tuh
make sure the Nautilus
ngumpul
can
ya.
escape from this one. He won't contribute to the death
Tadi
counter
gua kata Bang Lima.
just yet.
And the pressure can just stay up for C9 now. Every time there's a play like this, all the map pressure and tempo disappears from Shopify. So Ashe Seraphine can completely move into river, get plates, and Blabber can completely take control of all the control work Shopify is hoping to put down. They might be able to dive B-Boy. That's what Blabber's hoping to accomplish here.
No public execution, though.
Yeah.
That ultimate cooldown for Blabber still has a while yet to go. He does have his Spear of Shojin fully completed, though, so this makes that champion much scarier. And that ultimate cooldown is going to be ready to go at a really nice timing because it's 30 seconds until the second Drake spawns. So Blabber can go ahead and take his recall.
Chad is an
He
expert.
purchases his
For real.
upgrade from the free boots
If I'm
into the
ever
Mercury
yapping
treads,
too much,
and
I'm
now
sorry.
he
I
can pass
just said
back
you
out
let
towards
out
this
play.
bottom side. He'll have
Bro,
public execution when he needs it.
replace me,
The
bro.
only thing I can think of that could be better is if
You're going to stream, bro.
one, maybe 2 camps further ahead, so he would hit level 11.
It's okay, keep
in time
yapping,
with
bro. Keep
Dragon
yapping,
Fight,
keep yapping.
But that's a lot to ask, considering the
No
counter
promise,
juggle
Sven.
he's already done. Sven tries to get away.
Oh,
that's a blunder.
team fight,
But the
team
bullet
fight,
time
team
over the
fight
top still
position.
might make it work. Blabber to the back
Blabber
line,
ke
providing a distraction as APA has made his way into the
lalu
play. And
mereka
Seos,
nembak,
now that Nautilus ain't getting away.
Terus
Blabber wants to look for a little bit more as Contracts
ini Garuk
tries
sama
to get the
Ambessa
distance, but it's just not
meningsui.
there. A
Satu
botched
lagi.
engage from Shopify
Iya,
Rebellion
masuk.
has dire consequences. Thanatos gets killed number 3 in the fight. It's a 4,000 gold lead at 13 minutes for C9.
Just one of those games where everything goes wrong for Shopify. From level 1,
Bro, if you're
guessing
an
wrong,
expert,
burning
keep
your
yapping on
Rise
the chat,
summoners
bro.
to here,
So I can
planting your
I can
Nautilus
say
hook
something
straight into
based
the
on
wall.
your text.
The hook is just too damn wide.
Yup.
Sven emotes on him,
I don't
and then
know
the
what to
fight
talk
becomes
about.
a disaster. The Kasante TP isn't really necessary. It just cleans up the kill at the end because they're going to win
just
this
hyping up, bro.
with how
I'll
sloppy the
hyping up
Shopify
everything,
engage ended up
anything.
being. But they finish off contracts, and then if Thanatos comes all this way, he can get the kill.
Let's go blue team.
Sometimes you don't need
Tapi
words.
Ambesa
Sometimes it's
sakit
just
banget bro garukannya.
the
Digaruk Ambesa meledak
But
bejir biji.
my guess is Thanatos probably teleported because
C9
he's
loses
thinking
this
the
game,
only
I'm
way
eating
that
my
this goes
head.
bad is
Posting
if
it on
Fudge
Twitter,
teleports
that
in
would
and
be
equalizes my team as they chase.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of an insurance teleport.
Very unusual.
Fudge obviously doesn't end up teleporting
Weird,
down there, so I guess
but
now the
acceptable.
the assignment that I would have
Do it.
for Shopify and for Fudge is you're 4,000 gold behind. It's 15 minutes into the game. This is a train wreck.
Azar
The
needs
only
Rumble
way to get back on the
and
tracks
Misfortune
is you've
all
got
to
to
win the
find
fight.
some
They
sort of
don't
use, some
see
sort of
that
play
for
to
blue
make
wins.
with this Rumble teleport while
Yes,
they don't
please
have one
don't.
to answer.
Yeah, magic resist update.
Z9,
If it's too small, it says
Z9,
173. That's a
Oh.
lot of magic resist on the Kasante at the moment.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Enchanted
And-
Crystal Arrow could have also
Okay.
been a problem, but
Hey, could be worse for Shopify.
right to the upright.
That arrow could have
Okay.
landed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Z9,
all right. We're counting silver linings. Yep. All right. So where's our next silver lining? Let's, well, we've got Rumble in the bottom lane versus the Kasante. This could be the next silver lining. You make a play for the Rift Herald, you teleport Rumble in, you win a 5v4, you take the Herald, you take a turret afterwards with the Herald, the game's even again.
TP advantage.
Okay.
Real actual silver lining, Protoplasm Harness is a massive
God.
spike for
You
Skarner
know,
jungle. I
guys,
feel like
I
any of these
have-
junglers who don't need to build the
I have a
damage
lot
through the
of
jungle hit this really big
skins,
spike
champion
when they get
skins
Protoplasm.
in Wild Rift.
All right, Blabber starting up the Herald. Hawk shot to notice contracts there in the Tribe Rush. Shopify is hanging around, but nobody's making a move towards this. So, all right, I'm gonna get pissed off about this because you have TP advantage and you're hanging people around the Herald, but where's the play?
You do well. The play was to make Thanatos run up. I'm actually okay with
Oh,
them
yeah, the
at least
Scorpion
letting
calls
Fudge get a play
Skarner
here because
on it.
Fudge has a gold advantage off of that play. He got a plate bottom, he got a full weight because Thanatos walked up just in case it was going to be a 5v4. I think like that was the play, was just wasting C9's time with 5 people while Fudge gets gold. It's something.
Okay.
Something.
I guess my
There's a
problem with
jungler
it
who
is the
qualified
game is
especially
so
with
far in
Zeta.
C9's favor.
Scammer.
I feel like even to get
Skarner
something,
wasted
you've
a
got to
lot
find
of time
something
not doing
more
anything
than
well.
something. You got to find
And
something
Desa was
square.
able to find
Right? Two somethings at least.
They need to factor your advantage in.
Yes.
With
And you know what?
Fudge is
Desa, aku
what
pesen apa?
Factor
Ha,
has
good question.
to
Aku
be
belum pesen apa-apa.
exactly.
I really should have prepped math puns if we were going to go down this route because I've got nothing.
I didn't know we were going to do this either.
Soalnya aku
for what it
kayak
is. That- we
anjir.
need to get
Ini
Freak
kalau
on the phone. I'm
2-0
sure he's-
aku
with
nggak
how
usah
much he
sarapan
loves
tapi
puns
kalau
and math,
True.
that would be
kalau
the true expert here. But hey,
satu-satu
this is the
aku
7th
sarapan gitu.
deathless
Tapi
week
kayaknya
of Vulcan's
C9
career
gonna
thus
win
far.
this
And remember,
video.
the 6th one was last week.
Yeah. If he's able to stay deathless once again, it'll be 8 deathless.
I think C9 gonna win this game,
Sorry,
so
this one's not yet done.
that's why I
As
don't
now
order
Sale-
anything.
Oh, he just gets burned down. That Nautilus isn't going anywhere. Those stats are looking better and better.
Very deathless.
C9,
What a vessel that was.
C9.
B-Boy's MF ultimate, totally useless as the Seraphine ult flies through and interrupts it.
Now Sven just feels empowered to step
Udah
up,
tenang
put the
aja,
damage
Sven
into the
pasti
turret.
win.
The Void Grubs actually end up helping a lot there. I think the Void Grubs are the difference between that dying
Soalnya
or
kalau
not.
aku
I think it hangs
makan
on
tuh
by a
kayak
thread.
nggak boleh
to just
tiduran
minion
1 jam,
damage.
bro.
But Zinni now
If I
trying
eat,
to get far enough away from
I
Blabber, who's
cannot-
just
I
creating
cannot go to
space for the
sleep
Rift Herald and
immediately.
APA to take down the tier 1
I
turret
need
up
to
here
wait
in
for
the
1
top
hour.
lane. Contracts wanting to step forward, potentially find an angle for a big impale. But
Asante
all
coming.
he's going to find
Yelah,
is the eternal
Z9.
CC.
Ayo
from
menangin
Seraphine
Z9.
as Thanatos arrives just to make
Dengarkanlah
sure.
suara
And because
biru
everybody's paying
ini.
attention to the mid lane,
Suara
the top
biru.
lane takes that much
Listen
more
to the
damage.
blue
APA
voice,
just waits for
C9.
Zinni to show up, pops up
Win.
the brush, barrages him
Win.
with 5 or 6 twin fangs.
Win.
Oh, they
But
might get a
now-
kill here though.
Okay.
C9 gonna
Coming up for
win.
Rumble.
Shopify
C9
sending it.
I
It's a
trust.
4-man play
Run,
after
Snake
APA.
Lady,
Send
run,
everyone
Snake
warp.
Lady.
Only brings
Snake
Zinni.
Lady is
APA,
trapped.
there's no way
Goodbye,
he lives
Snake
this.
Lady.
Just who do you give the kill to? Petrifying Gaze
You are
there.
the snake.
Shut down credit over to Zinni.
You are the
Good job.
snack.
They got it.
Yep. Nice play. Everyone on C9 was back in base. APA was very greedy, trying to ego on the rise a little bit when
APA
everyone else
was
was back
very
in base.
greedy
So a
indeed.
good punish that costs Shopify basically nothing as they're all able to reset without
Udah
losing
15 menit.
any tempo.
Okay,
Mid
works
game,
out.
bro,
Shopify,
mid
they
game.
get their pick. At least they get some more money onto their rise. Zinni 2 stacks away from the full 10 there on the Rod of Ages, which will give him another nice immediate power spike, but still also building towards that Archangels, which will immediately evolve into a Seraph's Embrace as soon as the tier is fully set. The team deciding they are going to go for the Dragon now. It's a 1-to-1 Dragon race so far. C9's not going to let him take this without a fight. APA slowly moving forward, and it's Blabber into the back line for the public execution here at the very start. Thanatos ready to jump in right behind him. It's a C9 dog pile. Blabber goes on a killing spree.
What happened? It's so fast.
Shopify Rebellion are dead before they even know it. Zinni's the only one left. And Blabber is about to remedy that real quick. Vulcan following here wants to provide a little bit of help over the wall. Blabber still needs a little more damage, and he finds it. It's an ace for nothing. C9 wipe him off the rim.
That was actually just beautiful. Everything went perfectly for C9 in that fight. I'm thinking, okay, Shopify is on the Drake. They're hoping that maybe C9 overcommit. But then when C9 does commit,
hit the entire
it's instantly over because they're grouped up. Ambessa just presses R in the general vicinity. And then Seraphine ult hits 4. I mean, the space here is the width of the Seraphine ultimate. So, if you're in this space, you are getting hit by the Seraphine ultimate. Flash R from Vulcan kills him, and we have to come out of replay because Sven has landed a headshot.
Yep, it's another enchanted crystal. Whatever he enchanted these with, that is some magical stuff, man. Those things are not missing. It's just about bearing a clock. 20 minutes and 30 seconds on this one. C9's going to start it up, and there's nobody from Shopify Rebellion in the same zip code.
High chance that Vulcan stays deathless for 2 weeks in a row.
Pantesan sering dipakai di Pro League gini ya.
That's wild.
Yeah, especially with game 1. This game, not so much. Like, they're stomping them. I understand you're playing an Enchanter.
It sounds like Ambessa is
they're not necessarily playing super aggressively in lane, but that's when the game is in such a good state. Top lane was smashing, jungle was going 20-30 CS up, so they know as soon as we get into team fights, this front line is going to be unstoppable, and we can just throw Seraphine through the front line.
It's over.
Man, C9's been so good these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff. Shopify finally secure their first turret of the game with this bottom lane tier 1 take. Seos flashes into the dredge line on APA, and that is exactly what happens when Nautilus goes in when his team is 10,000 gold behind. Shopify, they're just trying stuff at this point because what else are you going to do? It's a 10,000 gold lead 21 minutes into the game. C9 already got the Baron. They have that Red Bull power play for the next 2 minutes. They kill 3 for free right there, and now Zinni and Contracts have to try to defend this alone.
Ambessa, my favorite innocent player
on Shopify. Seos is only level 9, so he's about to respawn already, so it's at least not a 5v2 that much longer.
Can we keep going? They can't wait for it, guys. We can still land.
Yo, chat, is 2-0 score is real?
Even if they're alive, they can't wait for
First time in my watch party live.
A Rise and a Skarner, that's not the most effective way to deal with a big Baron up push. APA is going to be your target here for the start. Flashes up the way of the Impale. Thanatos putting the pressure onto B-Boy, so the bullet time does not get much value. C9 have their next wave already here.
Yeah, that's bullet time. They can't use it again. The next wave is here. At the very least, they can get low on this turret.
Seos tries to step forward, but a double knockback on a Tofo strikes coming out from Thanatos. Sets up Blabber and the rest of C9 to dive straight in. Blabber is shut down, though. Those Nexus turrets providing as much supporting fire as they can. With Blabber out for the next 45 seconds. Can Shopify hold this? Zinni tries to get away, but Thanatos is all out, all over him. As C9 continue their 4v3 push.
50 seconds still on this bear, and they're going to stick around.
Okay, slam into the wall there from APA. The East Coast impact locks it up, but Thanatos is down to about 20% HP. Sven and Vulcan still going to cover here for the front line. Fudge rooted up. Sven DPSing. Focus fire onto the Rumble. Seos here in the front. Yet again, Pathmaker from Thanatos towards B-Boy. Again, just creating space. Seos down again. The Nautilus. 0-6 in this one. He just has
game
to
1 and game 2,
as Fudge goes into the TP just for the extra shield, just for the flank. Wants to try to kill Sven. He finds the shutdown. It's Vulcan and Thanatos looking to end the game. The Nexus at death door. GG 21-5. C9 with the series.
I love the adrenaline that C9 gave us at the end of that incredibly stompy game. Could they actually end?
I can't sleep earlier.
Nope. They managed to close it. Vulcan stays deathless, another 2-0-18. Him and Thanatos Thanatos, the 2 alive at the end, which is so fitting as how I feel like they're their 2 carries today.
Those 2 have played so well. I really
C9,
like what we got from Blabber in this series alongside them. I feel like in this game, he knew that he was stronger in the 1v1 against the Skarner. He controlled the jungle early. He was the one flying in, like you said, to be that vessel for those big Vulcan Seraphine ultis, to always hit multiple targets, to always guarantee wins in the team fight. And it just felt like Shopify, they never had an answer.
They had one of those games where everything went wrong.
Right.
Every Ash arrow landed, the hooks were narrowly missing, and then the game got out of control fast. Player of the game's hard to pick. Chat can spam, whether it's Vulcan, Blabber, or Thanatos. Raz, what's happening?
Great question. In fact, he kind of just threw it up in the air. Who gets player of the game? Who do you think deserves to get player of the game this one, especially from the fan votes? You get to sway a little bit.
Me.
There it is, guys. Start typing. Start typing Vulcan. Vulcan, Bike. I was gonna Sven. Start typing Vulcan. Question for you. You guys so far undefeated in the split, and on top of that, this is your 2nd deathless week in a row. And 7th
I
overall
want
in
to
your career.
raid other
How
LCS
have you felt
streamer,
about
but
your guys' run so far, and
I
how,
am
if you guys
too
feel like you need anything to improve upon?
I mean, I think it's been a little bit shaky to begin with. Like at the start, it was pretty shaky. Our wins, even though we won, it was not very convincing. But then I think this weekend and the past one, we are playing a lot better, and the games are a lot more convincing. And I think even game 1, even though it was like a 36-minute game, it felt like
game langsung end.
If you ignore a
Ya,
couple
jadi
early
gini.
game mishaps, it felt like we were in control the whole time.
Jadi tuh aku
And I
cuman
think we're
tugas aku tuh nonton
obviously we were playing DSG
LCS-nya
last week and Shopify this week,
kayak
so weaker opponents, but
tengahnya atau 80%. Habis itu kalau boleh
Question is actually about the level 1 going into game 2, because that was very creative.
Tapi ini
You
karena
guys
kok
had
aku udah
like a 3-man run into the blue
menonton
side jungle.
100%
Meanwhile,
juga.
Blabber was going for a Raptor start on the other
Di
side.
end earlier nggak
I mean,
apa-apa.
you don't have to tell me on
Nah,
the
aku juga
concept
kalau
about it.
aku
It
udah
felt like it
tidur
was
aku nggak bakal
basically
end
to
earlier
make it
guys.
so
Masanya aku
Blabber
belum
was
tidur.
undetected going for
So I'm
Raptors.
going
Well,
to
you
end
guys got a
earlier.
lot out of it. Could you talk me through that and some of the preparation you guys go into some of these games?
Because I have a
getting
sleep.
active is like a big motto we have right now.
As simple
and getting
as
active
that.
is pretty broken on this
A
patch.
very
And also,
simple
ever since the
reasoning.
change of the game
And,
starting faster and the minions
tomorrow we're
spawning
going
earlier,
to have a watch party
all the
again,
teams and
and
players have been
I
just
will
running
post
straight to ball in to like
the
get
next
boost, control, and stuff
schedule.
like that.
The
And
next
people kind
week's
of
schedule.
forgot to be careful about level 1
I
champions.
will have
and when we play our
I will have
champions,
stream with
obviously one of the
Zeta
strongest
at
in the game at running
28.
someone down and chasing someone. And so
And
it's kind of like the flavor
yeah.
of the month now to go and get active level 1, try to get a kill, try to get a ward, get a flash or something like that. So
Jadi kamu stream
we
cuma
saw a
buat
bunch of people
ini,
do it
bukan
in
buat kita
scrims
mau
and
ngobrol-ngobrol
stage games.
bentar.
We're like, okay, let's see what we can do
Aku
with
blok
that
ya
one.
kok gue
You were getting active. I felt like the team fights were a major focus. Like
Bener-bener ya,
game
nggak usah
1,
cosplay kamu ya.
felt like it was the same case around
Let's
game
stream
2
today
as well.
again.
Is that something that you guys have been focusing on within
No,
practice?
I'm going
or is it
to
just
finish
something
my
that
other
you felt
works.
you guys were already strong at?
Terima kasih
I
streamnya
mean, we
Kobok.
had a
Terima kasih
bunch of
sudah
struggles in like
sudah
the past couple
membantu
weeks. So we had a
analisa
couple like big
game
team talks, I
Bima
guess, and we were
Bayu
kind of
Sena.
coming to the conclusion that we need to play to our identity more, and we're not the kind of team that likes to sit back and do nothing. We're kind of just better players if we have options of sending it and making plays, diving people, stuff
Thank
like
you
that.
for the
And we're just trying to lean into
the
that a little bit more
stream
and find ways in the game
League
to do
isn't
more stuff.
the
and
greatest
make the team
esport in the
be more
world,
afraid
and
of
I'm happy people
something
are
else and
willing
just
to
we'll go
learn
to
more
Dragon
about
and fight
it.
them there.
It's
So,
literally
we're pushing for that
what
right
I go to college to
Appreciate the
study.
talk. Congratulations
What?
one more time, Vulcan,
You're going,
and for everybody in the chat before we go to the
you're going
lounge.
to college
That's a
just
Vulcan
for
vote. That's a Vulcan
studying
vote
League.
in the chat for player of the game. Lounge, take it away.
Okay.
Raz trying to game
Thanks a lot.
the vote. Vulcan trying to game the
The
vote.
weekend,
for
by the
himself.
way. Happy weekend, guys.
I was close. I
Yeah.
was
Do your
really close to
weekend.
voting for
Bye
him.
bye. Bye
I'm kind of a
bye.
Seraphine hater, though. You know.
Well,
Wrong
Bye
champion.
bye.
I do want to bring up something that they brought up in the interview. just 'cause I
Disclaimer
think it's
lagi.
really impressive.
Pihak LCS
Vulcan
tidak
now has the
mempermasalahkan
highest
Kobo,
K
jadi
plus
kayak
K
Okay,
chill.
I got you.
Four-game
I
death
got
Yeah,
streak
it's
in
supposed,
Tier 1
it really
history.
supposed to be this
7
chill, really casual stream, okay?
True.
So Kairu.
numbers.
Nanti kalian kalau ada
Good.
keresahan apa ya,
Yeah,
tanya
this
aja
is
ke
his
Kobo.
8th
Yeah.
Anjing.
I think maybe because
in
Ini
Van
daripada kalian kayak apa sih?
He's been
Oh, yeah, my
Daripada
bad.
kalian
I feel like
berasumsi-asumsi,
Yeah, right.
tanya ke Kobonya
neither
langsung
of us
aja
voted
anjing.
for him. We both voted for Blabber, but
Anjing.
he's been
Anjing biar lebih
consistently,
sopan. Anjing.
in my opinion, even in their shaky
Yeah.
performances.
Do you guys have
the
any
one kind of
concern
holding
or
the team together.
something?
Especially I feel like in the shaky
Just
ones,
ask
you know, when
me
you can point out
immediately,
other people
okay?
and
Just
like,
ask
well,
me.
you know,
Ask
they
in the
fell off,
chat.
they fell off. They
I'll
played
read it
bad
if
this
I
game.
read
They
it,
played
but
Vulcan has been carrying. Vulcan has been creating plays. And even in their wins, it's like,
confirm.
right there with player of the game, right there with the number one. But the POG for the last game is indeed Blabber. Congratulations. I mean, he just started out with so much jungle control. He went to the Raptors immediately. He won the smite fight on the very first one. He cycles, he farms. He has the biggest gold lead individually on the team.
They show the co-streamer on that screen.
And he just controls so
That's
much.
crazy.
And Bessel.
There's
so many of them, of course, were after an
Kobo spotted. Yes, Mario.
That's how it works, though, right? Like, you set up the public execution. Vulcan did game the vote for himself.
I'm on the team. I'm on the screen, Mom.
In this game were the level
Mom,
ones.
Dad, I'm on the
super excited to see more
screen.
LCS teams trying some of these more aggressive level ones, having seen them
See you guys tomorrow.
tried succeed and fail in LPL, kind of all in split one, and then PLG brought to first stand, and now we've seen that going through.
I might supporting C9 until the end.
The game, Gakos, Squad, Thanatos, and Blabber. I want to call it.
Perhaps we could do Watchalong every
when we
time
talk about
C9 is playing.
He kind of flies under the radar, even in some of his carry performances.
I
know you guys on cast brought up the difference between
Pas banget emang untuk keluar lagi anjoy.
Bruiser,
Apa ya?
champions that he's more
Jiwa-jiwa narsis aku kan kayak.
However, I thought his Sion game, even though Quad did take it further away, I thought his Sion game was really good.
Yeah, he had that one really good Sion ult down the river, right into two people. I will say, interesting, two of those players of the games from today played Ambessa. Something with this champion, it is, if you're good with this champion, you can definitely get the spotlight and get a lot of votes.
I think Griffin has also won it for
Why did I just realize that, or did I just show it
Vulcan
on the
used to play support in Bessa.
Like just today?
There we go. I'm in. I'll vote.
We didn't spot any Kobo last week,
regardless
right?
of result, buddy.
As we can see,
nggak ada sih baru sekarang
Cloud9 Kia at the top of our standings, 4-0 and then 8-2 in game win-loss. And unfortunately, this does drop Shopify down to 1-3.
I think that's new this time. I don't remember.
2-6 in games. They still have not had a series of 3 games either.
And their only win was the one over Dignitas as well, right off the bat, which gave a lot of people hope for this split for them. But it does seem to really be collapsing against LCS.
And tomorrow we see Lion taking on Skies. And then this is the series I really had bookmarked because I think Sentinels, when they're at the top of their game, are really good. However, they're not always at the top of their game.
Starts our new day,
Team Liquid, despite also being at the top of
standings,
has shown some shaky points
on the other side.
Series still. However, they are doing a lot better consistently than they did in Split 1.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that match, especially as well. I think that one should be a banger.
I think either way, it's going to be bloody. That's going to be a fun
for everyone.
Yeah,
lebih jelas lagi.
That's why I have so many Team Liquid members on my fantasy team. That
at
is
your
it
service.
For us. We will now be rating videos to
shine your day.
Oh, hey,
here.
Well, what the? Raz is rating us.
I know. Take it away. We're going to get Raz back. Hi,
I still wanna.
We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m.
Okay,
Pacific, for Lion versus DSG.
It's over.
Medios, play Ambessa.
Goodbye, Teddy Bear. Well, GG for C9. Bye-bye. GG for C9 and GG for Fly. Bye again.
Looking Nar.
Bye. Iya, bye.
Nar.
Dadah, Kaeru semuanya.